I'm here. Hello, everyone.
All right. Hey.
Blessings, peace, beautiful people. Hi, Joyce.
Hey, hey, Sabrina, how are you?
Still going on fumes, but I'm here,
Yes,
and I'm sure you are too.
yes.
That's
Yes.
good.
So we're just going to get right into it because we have an amazing lineup. So we're just going to get right into it. Of course, the technology is going to handle itself, but I did wanted to welcome all of you. Thank you so much for being on time and being here. I am super excited to have this conversation as we kick off the wellness retreat. Good afternoon. My name is Kamisha Superville, founder of EBK Events. We are mission-focused event planning business here in New York City, and it's really an honor planning this refresh retreat. I'm so excited. I thought about this just maybe like a month and a half ago, and just to see the outpouring of love and support, it has been so tremendous, and it has definitely encouraged me to continue planning. And so I'm really excited to see its manifestation into the wellness retreat. It is a beautiful weekend where we can commune one-on-one with one another, and I'm so happy that you have accepted the invitation. So welcome all. At this time, we will open up the space for that beautiful spirituality that we all need, that can guide us and continues to guide us through these tough times. So at this time, I am going to pass over the program to Sabrina Clary. Sabrina, you can take it away.
Thank you so much, Carmisha. We can give a virtual clap or just clap it up because thank you so much. This is quite the endeavor. 3 days, virtual retreat. We're both event planners as well, so we know what that work is. I know what that work is. And to take on this task for 3 days in a row, kudos. Queen.
Thank you.
Kudos.
Absolutely.
Peace, family. I do have notes. I actually just did an event with Joycelyn. I'm a music marketer as well. So we're working on some other stuff as well on the campaign. So that was night before last, right? Am I losing my
Yes.
Wednesday
Night.
night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still, I literally had yesterday to prepare for this. So I do have notes, forgive me. I will just want to also not take too much of my time. And when I speak of things that I'm passionate about, I have a tendency to go off on a tangent. So I'm going to stick to the notes so I can
Yes.
stick to the time. Happy new moon vibes. Yesterday was a new moon. Super new moon. Incredible energy. This is like a New Year's Day for anyone who believes in this kind of stuff. And it's in Virgo, which is all about planning and organization and really setting your mind to a task and trying to achieve it. So hope you're feeling that energy. It's perfect energy. And again, the timing is so divine with the event that we did, Joycelyn and I did, and now Carmisha, you doing your event right around this new moon. It's just such an auspicious time to plant seeds like this. So just right. My name is Sabrina Clary. I am a multidimensional spirit who identifies as Black, woman, mother, artist, consultant, alchemist, activist, intuitive, vegan, cook, and healer. Many thanks again to Carmisha for putting this together and inviting me to share my passions. This one today, I will be sharing some holistic healing passions. And then tomorrow I have the honor of performing with my business partner, guitarist Vita Tanga, We Are Red Sahara, and we'll be on the rooftop, if it's not too chilly, to perform a song that we wrote for you guys, just along these same lines of heart healing and wellness and all that good stuff. It is an honor to be among you, so thank you again. No matter what name we use for the divine, the one and only creator is at the center of everything that I do in light and love. Today I am sharing as the creator of the lifestyle Back to Natural, which is divinely rooted in guidance that I received from my ancestors. Given that, I would like to open up the space with an ancestral prayer, pouring libations, to welcome ancestral energy into the space and to ground and unify us all on this healing endeavor. So I have some copper water right here. I've got an abundance money tree right here because everything is energy. So we have to also trust ourselves to not feel bad about wanting a little bit of that. It's all energy, and it's what makes the world go round at the end of the day. They want us to have some of that too because they worked, and we're still looking for reparations. So as I pour libation in their honor, I thank the ancestors for their sacrifice, for their love, and for their protection. I ask them to continue to bless our quests and guide us on this natural path that will reconnect us to self and to source. Amen. Ashe. It is done. I conceived of Back to Natural because of the hope that many of us have through this whole pandemic, that we want things to get back to normal. That made me ask myself, what if normal wasn't enough? And what if that contributed to the way things are and why things are happening the way they're happening? So that got me thinking, we should really be thinking about getting back to natural. We all are traveling at the speed of life and forgetting how to heal ourselves, forgetting to root to nature. So that is what inspired the lifestyle, the concept of Back to Natural. Back to revering ourselves as a part of nature and remembering that nature nurtures and that Source has already given us everything that we need to live happy, healthy, and balanced lives. So I was inspired to use that term to anoint my ancestral apothecary that specializes in essential oil serums, mists, gels, crystal therapy, home remedies, rituals, sacred consultation that promotes optimum health and spiritual alignment. I have been honing these sacred gifts for over 20 years now. And when I say that, people usually say that I look 23 or some ridiculous age. That's because that black don't crack, we all know.
Right.
We all know. 41, 9.5-year-old daughter. So I've been doing this for over 20 years now. And my magical practices and products are rooted in African ancestral veneration, vibrational frequencies, sound therapy, music, art, moonology, food as medicine, and numerology, as all of the products are infused with the master number 11. Back to Natural exemplifies the universal truth of as above, so below, and provides tangible gifts that remind us that nature provides and that we are one with the universe. Products are hand blended and handmade during the new moon cycle to infuse them with the energy of blessings of new beginnings. They are left out under the moon overnight from 11:11 p.m. to 11:11 a.m. to be activated with the moon's vibrational frequency. And on sunny days, my crystal talismans that I refer to as manifestation mojos and my crystal elixirs are left out under the sun to charge and activate the stones with the sun's vibrational frequency. I program each item with the specific healing intention only when I am vibrating at a high frequency. If I'm tired, if I'm sick, if there's any disease that I'm feeling, I don't do any magic work, especially that I'm passing on to someone else, so that I don't transmit that energy to them. So I always make sure that I am vibrating on a high frequency when I'm doing that work. And everything, again, is energy, and energy is everything. So it is my hope to spread that truth so that we as a society can be more mindful of what we manifest. With all the current threats to our health and well-being, given this global pandemic, it is imperative for us to focus on prevention over prescription. It is for that reason that Back to Natural does not just provide the tools that you need to stay healthy, but teaches the tips so that you yourself can be purposeful and practical to heal yourself. I also wanted to create quality and unique healing products that would be accessible to everyone. So I didn't want to charge based on its value, but based on its vibration. Therefore, each and every item in the Back to Natural line is $11.11. That further instills the potency of their healing properties. And the products that work best are customizable balance bundles, and they harmonize with each other so that your healing and your realignment is maximized. Back to Natural is a lifestyle in progress, and it takes a village, so I do welcome you and invite you to be a part of mine. This is a soft launch. The website is under construction, but Instagram is up so far with just the logo. You'll actually see that I'm tuned in on another camera, so that's the Back to Natural logo that's there. And you can follow me, Back to Natural. You'll see the 2 is used with what looks like an 11. I can explain more about the symbolism of all of that, but hit me up if you're interested and I'll give you all of the backstory. Also at Sabrina Sahara Sings on IG for more information, and email is backtonatural@gmail.com for free sacred consultation. So if anybody here just wants to touch base, just hit me up and we can just chat things through. And I would like to just, send out some stuff if you guys are interested to try them out as well. And for exclusive updates. So I thank you sincerely for your time. I'm going to switch over to the other camera and just show you some of the products so you can get a little bit more of a visual idea as to what they're about. If that's okay, if I'm still in my 10 minutes, 15, 10,
Yeah.
15, I'm good? All
Yes.
right. Let me see if I can do that. Switch up.
Switcheroo. Again, as Sabrina is switching up, I just wanted to welcome a few more folks into the chat. Welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. This is the Refresh Wellness Retreat. This is a mixer. We are kicking it off with some boss women. And I'm so happy that you all have joined to take time from your busy schedule to join us today. So just welcome, and we are super excited to have you.
Thank you. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. So I'll leave the sound on that one so that I don't have any feedback in your ears. Let me see. Just got a call, obviously, at the perfect timing. Can you still see me?
Yep, we can see the background.
Perfect. And the products? Okay, great. So just a quick, let me see if I can get it in a little bit closer, and then we'll also show them a little bit closer. So I have a few different items. Like I mentioned, there are balance bundles, as I like to call them, because there's oils, there's mists, there's gels, different things. I make the manifestation mojos as well as teas. Salt bowls are really, really important for us to have in our lives, just to absorb negativity and energy that we don't want in our space, and to avoid people from really coming into our space that we don't want to. So that's also part of the product line, as I mentioned, crystal elixirs. So here's some examples of the oils. This is Intune Immune, and I've got cloves inside here floating around. So I've, again, done this research for many years, and a lot of times we look over stuff online and there's so much information. It's such a saturated market that we're not sure which one is the best when we get a list of 12 different herbs that are good for immune health. In this case, what I sought out to do before I launched, I was in study mode. I wanted to find out what would be the best one, streamline it, and that takes a lot of time to really find out and aggregate, basically.
Sabrina, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Sure,
I'm not sure if we are seeing the products. Are we seeing the products? Because I think we're still...
maybe pin the video. You see the Back to Natural. There's a camera that's on the products themselves. I could turn this camera off to not confuse. So if you see the Back to Natural, I turned on that camera.
Yep.
You see that? You guys see that?
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, you can pin that if you want, but that's where the products themselves are. Let me know if you see it, Carmisha. Awesome.
Okay.
Cool, thanks. So again, just in terms of trying to aggregate as much as possible, it's very, very overwhelming sometimes when people are trying to first get into it. So I've really kind of done that homework for everyone. So that, again, there's 11 items in the line itself. For the oils, they have matching mists as well. So this is a negativity neutralizer, for example. So if you just want to spray yourself, if you're feeling some bad juju, you can, do that. Also just in terms of cleansing your space. Money magnet, which is a favorite. Again, just very, vibrating with very high energy. Bay leaves in there. Bay leaf magic is very, very powerful as well. And I also charge my bay leaves in under the moon, so like here, and you can do certain manifestations. You kind of write on the bay leaf what it is that you're looking for. On new moons, you burn it, put it out into the universe. And also, if you want to discard any energy on full moon, you would do the same thing and write on there what you don't want, and then you burn it to discard it. So all of these things kind of work in tandem. Some of the manifestation mojos. This is the one for love with rose quartz and opal quartz and silver leaf. You can see it. And again, everything individually is $11.11. This is the one that is ancestral alignment. So we've got an Ankh here. Just connect us to Kemet.
Okay.
And some other items. I won't go into all of the details, but just so that you can see the tea here. And there's 11 cups you can do. Again, 11 cups, teaspoon per 1 cup of tea. In there as well, crystal elixirs. And then this is the salt bowl. It would be everything already in there. Himalayan pink sea salt, 11 different herbs, including some rosebud. And you would just open this up. This would be provided as well. You dump it right here, empty it out, and then you keep that around the house, and it just absorbs negative energy and all of that not so good stuff. And there's a lot of free things that I like to give when people make orders. So this is a portable roll-on that I include with whatever oil. Let's say you get skin smoother, which is awesome for absolutely any skin condition. I give this in with you so that you can also refill if you need to and just always have it with you. And then I also have a little mini crystal elixir here that you can kind of have. You just put some of that in your bath or sprinkle it in anything that you need. And then I have keychains that match all of the manifestation mojos so that you can have this energy with you at all times. This is a protection one for negative energy and psychic protection. And that's pretty much it. I have hair health here as well, which is awesome for hair growth and making sure your hair is nice and full. And then my journey journals that I decorate, and that's just, again, it's really important to journal and just express ourselves and things. And then it comes with a pocket planner so that you can carry around a little version to always have something to your to-do lists and things that you don't want to forget throughout the day, especially with the busyness that are happening. And that is pretty much it. There's a lot more, but I just wanted to, give a little overview on some of the products. And I thank you so much. I'm going to come over to the other side.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I did wanted to also thank Sabrina. She has also supported this program. She has definitely been one that has been so encouraging. So thank you for your support, Sabrina.
Thank you.
I've also used some of her products, and it's very beautiful, very natural as well. So I'm very excited for you, and congratulations on your launch.
Thank you, and thank you for allowing it and helping me, just to kind of force me to just have some stuff done to show, you know what I mean? Because it's different when you're customizing per order than when you have to kind of do a display. So thank you for inspiring that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, again, I would just like to thank everyone that has joined us. Thank you so much. Welcome. As I said, my name is Kamisha Superville. I am the creator of the Refresh Wellness Retreat. Of course, we have a jam-packed program, and I'm so grateful that we are here together as we do our mixer. So tonight, it's all about having fun. It's about networking virtually, and just really continuing to build on community. At this time, we are going to pass over the program to Devi Mambuku. She is going to present. She is going to bring in the essence of sound therapy. And so we just welcome her into this space as we begin our session, this long weekend session we have on Refresh and Wellness. Devi, you still there?
Yes, I am. Hello, everybody.
All right.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Can we hear me clearly? If so, just give some thumbs up. I just want to make sure that we're on the up and up with the technology here. Yes, okay. Just gonna hit the sound bowls just to make sure it's going through as well. Can you hear this?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, great. And can we hear the
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for sound checking with me. My name is Devi Mandika, and I'm the founder of Back, and we are a sound healing and lifestyle brand. We specialize in Vibra acoustic therapy, which is a science-based sound healing system, which uses vibrating furniture, so it's like bass therapy. It makes sense because my background is in music production, DJing, and about 3 years ago, I got my degree in sound therapy at in San Francisco at the Sound Healing School. So I'm so excited to present you what we do. Our focus is to elevate all of that sound has to offer, especially elevating the indigenous practices. And the reason being is because I'm from an indigenous tribe in Gabon called the Baundu people. My mother is from Singapore, so So I also have Indian background. My family were priests. Um, so hence it's in the blood. So I just wanted to, um, in sharing Vibro Bath, I wanted to um, kind of reclaim our heritage in the wellness industry, and but also take it to the future with some of the technologies that we use. Right now, during COVID, we're focusing on the power of the voice and how to elevate that. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that as well, sharing some tips on how to use your voice. And many of our clients are healers and companies. We do believe that sound healing is such a powerful energy that once we can understand that, like Sabrina was sharing, everything is vibration. So when you're speaking to a client, knowing how to modulate the energy and using your built-in sound healing system to affect the people, not because you're controlling, but more of elevating the conversations, holding space for that, and kind of really understanding where trauma and tension and stress resides in the body and how that's translated to the voice, because it is the most vulnerable parts of ourselves. Like, if I was nervous right now, you'll probably know. I am a little bit nervous because I didn't used to network in general, so to be able to network and be in a mixer on Zoom, it's like my first time and it's online, yay! So that's a little intro about who I am and what we do here at Vibro Bath. I do want to hear from hopefully everyone, if you have time in the group, just unmuting yourself, saying your name and where you are today. It can be your location or just how you're feeling, so I can just we can start building a little bit of a trust, because we're going to go into a little bit of a meditation for vulnerable. So I'll go first to demonstrate what I mean. Hi, I'm David Manuka. I'm a little nervous, but I'm also excited to share sound with you. Yay!
All right. So should we speak over the
Yeah,
sound?
unmute
Okay.
yourselves. We're not going to go around. Just whomever wants to share and just be present with that. If you rather stay in the background, I totally understand. There will be a few minutes at the end for questions if you didn't get a chance to speak.
I have a lot of speaking to do, so I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. So how you doing? How you feeling right now?
You know what? I really feel blessed. I feel blessed to be with so many amazing ladies. So many of you I admire. So I feel really, really blessed. And I thank you especially, because this is so beautiful. Like, prior to meeting you, I didn't even know anything about this. So I am so blessed and learning something new. This is what Refresh Wellness is about. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Roxanne is so quiet. Roxanne, why are you quiet?
I said I'm taking it all in, really
Right,
into it.
exactly.
Definitely, I just want to say, thank you for, allowing us into this space. I just had a little bit of a hard time hearing you. I think the waves are kind of drowning you out.
Okay, good to know.
Okay.
Okay, it's down.
Okay, phenomenal. So, just as Kamisha said, I'm very vocal. I love meeting people because I like to kind of connect with people. In this world, in this universe, I believe that knowledge is definitely power. You can never know too much, right? So it's good to kind of connect with people to find out where they're from, what they do, what motivates them, right? What got you into the line of what it is you're doing? Because somewhere down, in our work, road of experiences, it led us to where we are, right? So I'm always, interested in meeting new people, learning about people, learning new things. So I'm all for this. When Kamisha invited me to come on, I was like, absolutely, definitely. I want to meet other women, because it's so hard in this day and age, and just women are just always fighting each other and bringing each other down. There's no camaraderie, there's no connection. So I'm definitely looking forward to, building relationships with each and every one of you here and getting to know a little bit more about you, as well as sharing what it is I do. So thank you for the platform, Kamisha.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, does anyone want to share name and how they're feeling right now? You could just use one word so we can just build a little bit of a connection here. I can see who's in the chat and who's in who's here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, so from one bedroom to another. Hi. Um, I am doing well today. Um, I feel focused and energized, so that's always good. I'm excited to be among all of you amazing women. I'm excited to learn from you and allow and open myself up to be poured into so that I'm able to tap into what sustain me for the following week. And in return, so I can pour into my family members. Excited to be fellowshipping with you all. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you so
I
much.
just wanted to make a footnote that all of the speakers, ladies and gents, all of the speakers' bio is online. You just have to visit our website, ebkevents.biz. The first page, you can download all of the speakers in its entirety, and you get a little bit of background as to who they are and their organization. So please go and visit ebkevents.biz, and you'll be able to see all of the bios.
Okay.
Yes.
So, just for the sake of time, you can totally just add in the chat how you're feeling, where you're from, just so we can connect. Because that, for me, is I don't I don't talk at people. I want to talk to you. So that is the reason why I'm asking for a little bit of interaction, so I know who is here. Um, so I could give you like one more person if they would like to share. Otherwise, just put in the chat where you are, how you feeling, and then we can
Um,
begin.
I will share. My name is Joycelyn Taylor. Um, it is very nice to meet you ladies. I actually met Carmisha and Sabrina, and I met Roxanne before last year at one of Carmisha's events. And I just
It
have to,
was actually this year. It
was
was
it
this
this
year.
year?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Time is going.
I
Was it this
know. It was. It was. It was
year? Okay.
January before
Okay,
lockdown.
okay. Earlier this year.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have to say that I love participating in your events and the things that you do because of this energy right now. Because of, I apologize, I don't remember the young lady's name, but because of her wanting to share and be open. And that's what I found, not just from yourself, Carmisha, but as a reflection of everyone that you surround yourself with.
Thank you.
So, I am happy to be here today, happy to, you know, receive all of this positive energy from all of you, and just to be a part of this moment and create this memory with all of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.
All
And
right.
of course, the lovely Joycelyn Taylor, for many of you who do not know, is currently running for mayor of New York City. She's a candidate. She's a grassroots candidate. Yes,
Yes.
we want to
Yes.
definitely support her. She's like me. We are grassroots. We are not politicians, but we do work to empower our communities, and we know our communities. We know what's needed. And so definitely, Joycelyn, welcome. Of course, a little bit later, you can tell the folks a little bit more about you and your initiatives. So thank you. Thank you for those kind words.
Thank you.
So we are going to maybe switch gears for a second. I'm trying to see if we do have Beatrice Dixon. I'm not sure if Beatrice is in.
I don't see her.
Okay, if you don't see her, then she's not here yet. All righty.
Okay. We could do a little bit of the meditation and then wait for the next guest, just because I have to jump off real pretty soon. Just so
Yeah,
you know.
sure. Yes, of course.
Okay. All right, great. Um, okay, everybody. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna ground in, kind of opening up for the refresh wellness retreat, um, just to feel where we are in the space, where our bodies are, and where our voices are. So if you're seated, amazing. If you can find a space to lay down, that's great. If you have headphones, I would recommend to have them so that you can hear the sound bowls clearly. Otherwise, it should be good. Um, so wherever you are, keeping your eyes closed, or you can have a soft gaze. And if you do have a soft gaze, kind of, finding a point in front of you to look at, to bring your awareness to. And from that space, we're just going to feel where our bodies are. And what does that mean is, how does it feel to be seated here? How does it feel to be laying down here? Where is my mind, and where does my mind want to go? And now bringing your attention to your breath. How am I breathing this moment? Where is my breath coming from me? Noticing whether it's coming from the shoulders or the back of the neck. It's maybe the lower back it's coming from. Just taking a note with no judgment, becoming the scientist of your own system, your own beautiful body. And what I would like to invite you to do is trying to bring your attention to the bottom of your feet. If you're seated, finding your feet kind of connected to that floor. Maybe wiggling of the toes, grasping the floor, grabbing the floor. If you're laying down, just feeling the floor, how it's holding you. And now starting to begin to breathe from the bottom of the feet all the way up to the sit bones, and exhaling out very slowly. And what we're doing is that we're starting to bring our attention, our awareness to our foundational system, the feet being the root, communicating with the magnetic field of this earth. Taking a deep breath in from the bottom of the feet, allowing that foundational energy to support all the way up to the legs, the bones, the lower spine. And now starting to feel the gravity around you. Feeling the gravity, allowing yourself to let the gravity bring you down. almost as if it's becoming a cocoon around you. Not so much holding you down, but more holding you in space without any effort, where your shoulders are able to rest within that energy field. And as you are breathing in from the bottom of the feet, your foundation, you're feeling a pulsation which is bringing up. You guessed it. You are a woman on the moon, visiting this planet, this earth. So what we're doing is that we're using the intelligence of this world in which we are, where there's a magnetic field that is supporting our foundation, and that we have a gravity blanket which is holding us into space so that our bodies can be floating devices, floating through life with the rhythm of the breath. Taking a deep breath in from your foundation and a slow exhale out. Breathing in from the bottom of the feet all the way up slowly and exhaling out through the heart. As you are exhaling out, I would like to invite you, if possible, to bring in a ah sound, AH. So you're going to feel that delicious magnetic fields, nurturing energy entering the bottom of your feet. As you're breathing in, allowing that energy to start nourishing each and every of your cells, all the way up. Just like the wave, the breath becomes, and the voice becomes the surfer in which hops on around the chest and is propelled out, riding the wave through the mouth cavity into the space out, letting the gravity field know that you are here as a sound and vibrational being, using our sound healing system. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling out, taking a deep breath in from the bottom of the feet, feeling that foundation, that power, and exhaling out, AH. One last time. Maybe this time you can, instead of ah, you can bring in a okay? Taking a deep breath in from that foundation, feeling supported, allowing the shoulders to rest, the jaw to rest, and exhaling out. And you can continue doing that as much as you like. I want to close in by just doing a little bit of energy adjustment and boost through a practice called Reiki. And it will be flowing through my voice. If that's not available to you, you could consciously not receive it.
Powerful.
Thank you so much, my dear friends, for coming on this journey with me. We hope that these frequencies and this new technique to ground yourself whenever you have to go on an interview or speak to your client, that you can find your foundation and allow those natural aspects of this reality, although we can't see, the gravity is real, the magnetic field is real, to use those and the breath, of course, to find your grounding in your space, find your power in your voice, so that you can hold space and support yourself at the same time. So I am so grateful and thankful to be here. I'll be hanging out for a few more minutes. You can certainly add in the chat or contact me at everbath.com. Thank you, Carmisha, and the EBK event. You guys are doing great work, and I hope that this is a blessing for more abundance, love, and joy, because we are creators. And so,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you so much. God, that was beautiful. Thank you. I don't know who can top that. Thank you. We are going to take a minute. Let that soak in. It's powerful. So as I said, welcome, welcome. I saw there's some new friends that we just came in. Welcome. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us at the Refresh Wellness Networking Mixer. We had a beautiful Devi Mambuku. Basically just provide us and open the atmosphere with such beautiful sound therapy. Thank you so much. And Sabrina as well. Thank you. At this time, we will open the floor to our key sponsor for the evening, Fidelis Care. And I think it's so fitting because we go right into care. And so if, at this time, if we have Joanna on the line or Anastasia. Yes?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna Bias, Outreach for Fidelis Care. I just want to give you guys a little introduction. Anastasia is going to provide all the benefits that we offer. But if I haven't worked with any of you before, we were formerly WellCare Health Plan. And now we have transitioned into Fidelis, which makes it a bigger, broader plan. The acquisition happened in January of 2020. And we're just happy to still be working with the community amidst all these occurrences. And Carmisha, we want to thank you for inviting us. Everyone needs to stay connected through these times. And, you know, we all have different needs. But with that said, I'm going to leave Anastasia. And hi, Anastasia, you can say hi.
Thank you so much, Joanna. Hi, good evening, ladies. My name is Anastasia Daring, and I'm a benefit consultant for Fidelis Health Plans. Basically, what our company does is provide health insurance for people within the tri-state area. Fidelis was formed in 1993 under the auspices of the Catholic Medical Center of Brooklyn and also in Queens. The Diocese of Brooklyn served poor and medically underserved people, initially operating only in 14 zip codes, and that was in the Brooklyn area as well as the Queens area. In about 1994, Fidelis expanded its services throughout Brooklyn and Queens, also extending to Manhattan, Staten Island, and Long Island. Fidelis used to be a Catholic charity, which meant that they did not allow specific services to be offered, specifically termination of pregnancies for women. Since then, the company has been taken over by Centene, which is the parent group, and they now offer a wide variety of different services, and they are no longer owned by the Catholic Diocese. Basically, what my role is at the company is I attend to the same population of served and underserved people, as well as those who are in need of health insurance. So there's a lot of misconfusion, whereas people think that they may not be eligible for the insurance based on their employment, based on the household size, based on the amount of money that they make. Whereas when you come and sit down with a person like me, I'm able to get you enrolled in the plan and let you know what needs basically serve you. We offer 4 different packages. That it would be Medicaid, that would also be Child Health Plus, that would also be the Essential Plan, and that would also be the Qualified Health Plan. Medicaid serves to people who may be unemployed, as well as people who may be, women who may be expecting. Child Health Plus serves to children who may be undocumented and are unable to get the Medicaid because of their immigration status, but there are no children that are turned away for health insurance in the country. As long as they're a child and they're needing health insurance, and if they are undocumented, they will receive the health insurance under the Child Health Plus plan. The Child Health Plus plan also caters to children whose parents may have income above a certain amount of money, and they would be entitled to the Child Health Plus plan. We also have the Essential Plan. Essential Plan caters to people who may be here and they just received their immigration status, or they came up and received their immigration status, as in they were sponsored by someone. And basically what that means is that they would qualify for health insurance, but not under Medicaid. They would be receiving the Essential Plan. It's a separate category. So for those people who may be afraid of them getting a public charge or having an issue because they're receiving a benefit that they're not supposed to, that's where they would fall under the Essential Plan category, and they would be able to have their services, which would entail medical, dental, and vision, all paid for under the New York State of Health. We also have the Qualified Health Plan. That plan is for persons who make a little bit more money than what the average person would make, that would qualify for the Medicaid plan or for the Essential Plan. And if you qualify for the Qualified Health Plan, then basically what means is that you receive tax credits towards your health insurance, and you would be able to extend those tax credits for a premium every month that would range from different amounts depending on your needs. Now, there are also instances where people may be employed by the city, by the state, have private insurance, and they may think, well, my child is under the insurance with my job, but I feel like I'm paying a little bit too much money. I want to see if they may qualify for health insurance with Fidelis under the New York State of Health plan. That would be no problem. Basically, what would happen is we would do the application in the parent's name. The child would then qualify for either Child Health Plus or Medicaid, depending on the parent's financial situation and the child's background as far as if they have status in the country or not. But again, no child will be turned away. We also have right now, because the pandemic that's going on, a lot of people are receiving unemployment. They automatically qualify for the health insurance. There's also people who may be receiving Medicaid, but their income may have changed. Their Medicaid will be extended for the year because of the pandemic. So next year, they'll have to worry about what they're going to do if they're going to expire this year. We also are auto-renewing people. So if you have Medicaid or if you have the Essential Plan and you need to renew your insurance, you don't have to worry about it because it will be auto-renewed for next year. We definitely do have different information on our website, fideliscare.org. But if there's something in particular that you may have a question about, or you may not be concerned, everyone's situation is different. There aren't two cases that are the same. Everyone's situation is different. So definitely I would suggest that you give me a call or reach out to me so that I would be able to explain and see how I'll be able to best fit your needs. Are there any questions?
So I have a question. Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay, so within this junction, what is the benefits, maybe like 3 benefits of signing up with Fidelis Care over a United Healthcare? Like what differentiate you from another provider?
The differentiation between plans, I would definitely say with Fidelis, us prior being WellCare, now Fidelis, the customer service. I can honestly say that I haven't seen many customer service agents within United Healthcare, within Health First, within Affinity. Those are our competition, but they don't I don't feel they go above and beyond, not because I work for the company, but it's something from when we work with WellCare. We take our time to contact every client, even through the pandemic. We want to make sure everyone is okay. We do the extra mile to go, okay, if you need a doctor change, if you need information on the doctor, we definitely get that information. No client is just a number. We want to ensure that health is wealth. So we go above and beyond to make sure all the needs are met. You know, we definitely make sure we take the time out to familiarize ourselves with our clients and make sure that they have the needs that they definitely do. And another reason that I would say our plan is one of the top, if not the top, we have a network of doctors that no other plan has right now. So majority of the doctors within the tri-state, you can definitely go to. Another thing is with the essential plan, as I said before, that is basically for the categorization of immigrants as well as people who may make money but make a little bit more money. You don't have to be stuck to one particular doctor. You can go to any doctor with your card because there is no doctor labeled on your card. You can go to any facility and you should be able to be seen by that physician.
Okay, great. Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any more questions? Anyone?
Yes, I have a
Questions? Okay.
Anastasia, thanks for that introduction and that background. Are you giving your contact information through this forum or is it privately? Because
Oh no, yes, you can have my contact information.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, it's 347 443 09 20.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. My question is with regards, I know you said that individuals have the opportunity to visit any doctor that they want to. Is it somewhat set up like a clinic setting? So if I have an appointment, you know, I don't know which doctor I'm going to see today, or every time I need to schedule, say, a wellness checkup, am I going to see that same doctor?
Well, it all depends on the need in which you have. So let's say, for instance, you were going for a wellness check, which would be a physical. You would be going to see your primary care physician. Now, that would be the person who would be on your card if you have Medicaid or if you have Child Health Plus. But if you have the Essential Plan, as I stated before, that would be a plan that pertains to immigrants as well as people who make a little bit more money. Your name, the doctor's name would not be on the card. But let's say, for instance, you were to go to Carnisha as your primary care physician and you love Carnisha's services, but you couldn't remember who it was. All you would have to do is call either me, your rep, or call Fidelis itself. We would be able to find out who that doctor was and get you back affiliated with Carnisha so you can go and see her. But if it is that you have been seeing different doctors within the network or different doctors around town, then you would want to definitely make sure you follow up with that person. So you have, as you know, different categories of doctors that you would go and see. For the most part, we try to make sure that we have clients go to doctors that have all of their needs in the same facility.
Okay. The reason why I ask that is, you know, from my line of work, sometimes we request the client's medical records and they have a hard time obtaining it because it's kind of like a clinic or what have you. And sometimes they go in and they see various doctors. So then it's hard for them to obtain all their medical records, for example, the last 2 to 3 years. So, you know, I ask that only because of, like I said, what I do. And I get asked those questions a lot because people mistake me life insurance for health insurance. So then I get that, well, I need health insurance. I'm like, well, that's not my area of expertise.
Right.
So the reason why I ask for your contact information, because if I do come across those people, at least I have someone to refer them to.
Almost definitely. Well, I mean, I would say we try to promote that we have clients go to one physician, just that all of their information is kind of in one, because oftentimes you have clients who don't go to the hospital or to the doctor at all, and then it'll just be a sporadic thing. They'll have like a 5-year gap, and then they start going to a particular physician, and then they'll decide, okay, well, this physician is not the person that I want to be with anymore, and they'll go somewhere else. But all of their records can be traced back to the company. So all they would have to do is just make a phone call, and we would be able to figure that out for them.
Awesome. Fabulous. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
I have a question. Did you mention that Fidelis offers medical, dental, and eye care?
Yes, medical, dental, and vision.
Okay. And are there co-pays?
So if you qualify for the Medicaid, everything is free. If you qualify for the Essential Plan, you pay $40 and I believe it's 17 cents every month. And then your co-pays is $15. for your primary care physician, $25 to see a specialist. So let's say, for instance, you went to see the eye doctor, but the eye doctor refers you out to see a specialist. You would pay the eye doctor the $15, but the specialist would receive the $25. And you would pay between $1 and $15 for your prescriptions, nothing more than that. But if you go to the doctor, excuse me, if you go to the pharmacy and you can't pay for it, you just let them know, hey, I can't pay for it right now. They have to release it to the member.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Ladies,
Can I
any other
circle back
questions?
to another question? Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
What is the income criteria?
Okay,
For
so
either
the income criteria for which of the categories are you asking about?
for the three categories, I got that. You had Medicaid, the essential plan, and then you had a qualified plan.
Okay,
So I'm assuming
so
that there were various income
yes,
brackets.
so it varies. So if you were to qualify for, and then it also goes by your household size. So the more people in your house, the more you kind of get a window of a gap to qualify for specific things. So if you're a single person, the maximum money you can make is $17,000. If you are a household of two, the maximum is $23,000. A household of three is $29,000. Household of four is $36,000. That's also qualified for Medicaid or the Essential Plan 3, which is free as well. If you are seeking to qualify for Child Health Plus, the maximum for a single person, or excuse me, for a child and adult is $20,000. Two people is $27,000. Three people is $34,000. And four people is $41,000. To qualify for the essential plan, you would have to make between, for a single person, the maximum money you can make is $17,600. Two people is $23,700. Three people is $29,900. And four people is $36,100. Now, if you make anything outside of what I stated for the Medicaid plan as well as for the essential plan, you would then qualify for the qualified health plan, where you would be granted the tax credits, and then that varies. So that I don't have a set number for that. That's what we would compute in the system, and the system would generate and let us know exactly what you would qualify for.
Okay. Phenomenal.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the information. Ladies, if you have it, listen, this is networking mixer, you guys. Okay, so we don't have to be all that stush, all right? It's networking. This is what we're doing. We have maybe like 15 more minutes. So it was from 5 to 5:45. So it's about networking. We have some amazing women, powerful women right here in this chat. So definitely, please network. There's a lot of content among us all. So it's networking session right now. We are going to wrap up in about 15 minutes. Do we have Miss Beatrice on the line? Dixon, Miss Dixon? Honeypot, do we have the founder of Honeypot? Debbie, do you see that on your end?
No.
No? Okay, so we have maybe like around 6:10, we can wrap up the mixer. And of course, I would love Joycelyn to introduce herself and what she's working on in terms of her initiatives for her campaign. So please, let's network with one another. Joanna, thank you. Anastasia, thank you so much for that presentation. And all the information, you're welcome. All the information is online. I actually just typed it in the chat. So all the information in terms of Fidelis Care and Anastasia and their contact is online. So please visit as soon as you get up the Zoom tonight. Go on ebk.events, ebkevents.biz. It's in the chat. And please take a look at the program and everything that we are discussing. So yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you, Karmisha. I just want to add, we all have other resources that we can share with the community, like Roxanne will be able to refer leads to you as well. Other connections such as pantries. I work with a lot of churches and so on and so forth. So you guys can take our information and we can further discuss this.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And it was nice. The company allowed us to be here because we're working remotely until 6 o'clock. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you so much, Anastasia. You all have a lovely weekend and hope you come back tomorrow.
Will
Good
do.
night.
Thank
Yes,
you so
thank
much.
you.
Good night.
Thank you. All right, we want to definitely thank our Fidelis Care partners for being a part of this conversation. Thank you so much for lending your voice to healthcare. We all need it. We all know someone within our community that may also be in search of healthcare. So thank you so much. So ladies, if you have any comments, I see Kimberly. Kimberly, you can say hi. Hi, Kimberly. She's quiet.
Awesome, awesome.
Just going to make one more check for Beatrice Dixon, CEO of Honey Pot. If we don't see her, that's fine. We can just move right along. So I just wanted to, again, thank you all for being a part of this conversation. Thank you so much. My name again is Kamisha Superville, the founder of EBK Events. And we are a mission-focused event planning firm here in Brooklyn. And we really enjoy planning events. It's a lot of work, but we really like creating these different synergies that are empowering. And so I hope that throughout this entire weekend that you are able to gather and gain and network and grow and all that good stuff. Really and truly, this has been a really tiresome year for many of us. But I think what makes the difference is community and continuing to really have the right people within your network. Small, large, medium size, it doesn't matter. Right now, COVID-19 has taught us, if one thing, it's all about relationship. Is that correct? It's all about relationship, absolutely. And so it's an honor to have so many wonderful ladies be on this call. We have a jam-packed weekend, and it's really great that so many people are excited about wellness and different aspects of wellness. What does wellness mean? And so we are going to transition into wealth and wellness. Wealth and wellness. And I know that there's a lot of boss ladies in here, so this is the right time. So at this time, allow me to introduce Jatali Bellington. She is the founder of Kids Who Bank. Jatali is an amazing person to know. She is booked and busy and blessed. So Jatali, you have the floor. Please take it away. Jatali, are you there? Hopefully she's still here. Jatali, can you hear me? Sure, she's step out. Ladies, just bear with us one moment. She may have stepped out. Debbie, you still there with me?
I'm here. She's not here. I sent you a message.
Okay, yeah, she just sent me a message as well, but okay. All right, that's fine. That is totally fine. You know, it's an honor to have Joycelyn. Joycelyn, you have been such a great supporter of many of the programs and events we have put together, and it's such a pleasure to invite you to be a part of this. You seem to be so genuine, and I wish you abundance. I wish you abundance with everything that you undertake, even beyond elections and even beyond the public service. You have truly been an amazing person to know. And so it's a pleasure to welcome Joycelyn Taylor. As I stated earlier, New York City, she's running as a mayoral candidate, and it's great to have you be a part of this conversation. So Joycelyn, please let the people know a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Carmisha. I appreciate it. You know, after having just done that amazing meditation and everything else that's going on, you know, to kind of talk about politics, it just feels so heavy right now.
Right.
You know, but the
We-
thing about it is that politics is something that I never thought that I would get involved in, but it's something that's very important and touches our lives every day, and it's something that we all need to get involved in. You know, and the reason why I say that is because each and every one of us, we're all investing in the city, state, and federal government every day. If you make $100, the government takes 20. You go to spend $1 of that money, they're going to tax it again. You get change, you spend that change, they're going to tax it again. So it's very, very important, and it's part of the reason when I started thinking about politics and getting involved in government and just getting involved in the systems that we have every day. It was part of the reason why it was important for me to do this, because I thought about the return on investment, right? We're all business people here, right? And when we look at our businesses and we think about how we're going to invest in our business, what do we think about? We think about the return on that investment. And we have to start viewing our government in the same way. So as someone who is from Brooklyn, born and raised, you know, a mom, an aunt, you know, a sister, a business owner as well, it became very important to me personally that I get involved in the systems that are impacting our lives. And, you know, even prior to now, my decision to run is a decision that I made last year. But when I think of this moment, I think about all of the things that are going on that were part of my decision. See, I saw all of this brokenness even prior to last year, prior to this year. Because the reality of the situation is that, you know, we have elected people and we have people in office that have political experience, but they don't really have our life experiences. You know, someone invited me to a roundtable discussion, and it was some real powerful thought leaders in a specific area, and it was going to be hosted by some elected officials. And they said to me that we were having this roundtable because the elected officials wanted to know what our challenges are. And I saw that as a problem, because we should elect people that already know what our challenges are and have solutions as it relates to how we're going to fix those challenges. So that's the primary reason why I'm running. You know, my running is not about me. It's about each and every one of you that are in this Zoom call right now. It's about ensuring that we create better for not just ourselves, but the generations that are coming behind us, right? In this moment, we have to march, we have to vote, we have to complete the census, right? And we have so much that we have to do. But we also should be mindful of the fact that we have created all of this. And if we want to see different, we can create different. And I believe that we can. So that's part of the reason why I'm running, because I can envision a city where we don't have a 20% increase in homelessness while we have more and more shiny buildings being built. Where we don't have a system that is so focused on having homelessness, poverty, and prisons be businesses than we are or focus on making people better. We have to determine what we want to see in this life, and we have to elect leaders that are going to have the courage to create it. So this is a grassroots effort. I'm not taking any money from any developers, any corporations, any PACs. This campaign is people first. It's for the people, it will be by the people, and we will win it with the people. But it's time for all of us to start taking our power back in a positive way, because we do have power and we do have the ability to create change. So Carmisha, as always, I just thank you so much for always giving the opportunity for people to, you know, lend their voice, have opportunity to speak. And, you know, whatever you do, I would always support you. You have such positive energy. You're such a light, just not, you know, for me, but for other people that you come into contact with. And I truly do appreciate you. And if anyone is interested in finding out some additional information about my campaign, I will put a link to my website there. You can go to where I have solutions. You will see where I stand on the various issues as it relates to education, as it relates to homelessness, as it relates to small businesses. We can't be willing to invest trillions of dollars in the stock market, trillions of dollars in corporations, and then tell small businesses to borrow money. Something's wrong with that. So we have to fix the way this system operates with us. And we're only going to do that if people have courage to stand up to people and let them know that the way that things are going now just aren't working. So I will put my information. Please, you guys, take out your phone, go to my social media at taylorford2021.com. Follow me, invite your friends and family to do the same. And check out my website at taylorford2021.com.
Thank you.
I appreciate you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carmisha.
All right. So yes, so I think we are running on schedule. Thank you again for all the presenters and speakers. As I stated, everything is online. So please, once you get a chance, just go online on ebkevents.biz. It's in the chat. And then, of course, you can download the templates. You can download the speakers, the presenters today, throughout the entire weekend and so forth. So definitely. And again, I would like to welcome. I see that there's some new folks that just are trickling. So welcome again. This is the kickoff, the Refresh Wellness Retreat. Let me tell you, we have an amazing program for you all this weekend. Of course, we have the Honorable Eric Adams will be joining us tomorrow. We are super excited to have him. We have an amazing keynote speaker, I should say, and speech by a phenomenal young lady that I admire so much. She's a trailblazer, and I'm so happy that she will be doing our keynote speech tomorrow. You have to tune in to see who that is, okay? And of course, we have an amazing relationship panel. It's going to be fabulous. It's an amazing relationship panel. Yes, we are doing it, honey. We are talking sex. Oh! We are talking marriages. We are talking relationship. How do you maintain in this crazy post-COVID world that we live in? Of course, as many of us, we all know that COVID have definitely affected so many. On a personal note, I haven't been really impacted devastatingly or negatively in a manner with COVID, but it definitely, it works on your mental. You know, isolation works on all of us in different ways. And so we want to have those honest conversations as couples, as spouse, as singles. How does relationship look? So please come back tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. It starts 11. It's going to be amazing. And of course, Sunday's the finale. We have an amazing workout by Blink Fitness. We want to thank Blink Fitness for their sponsorship. So definitely come looking fabulous, but of course, ready to work out. And we have an amazing fashion panel by some lovely young ladies who are killing the fashion game. So come back, have a great time, tune in with us. It's all about how can we empower, how can we feel renewed after such a tiresome few months. And so as Sabrina said earlier, September is a very symbolic month. And so this is the reason why we really wanted to plan this event, because as we go into a new chapter, right? And as we hopefully close out 2020, why not do it on a high note? Why not do it with new people that you don't know, that I don't know, meet some new folks. So as we walk into 2021, it's a brighter day, fresh perspective. It's all about mindset. And kind of talking about mindset, today's conversation really was between mindfulness and mindset. Sometimes we fight with the both. So it was mindfulness versus mindset. So again, thank you so much for being a part of the kickoff mixer. Today, we have a few more folks that will speak. I see Ariana, welcome. Still waiting for Jatali. And thank you, Joycelyn, for putting the information down. As I said, Joycelyn is working this initiative, Grassroots. We do have to support her. We have to support anyone that's really willing and genuine trying to make a difference in our community. When I can recall when I started, 6 years ago, planning events, it was along the same vein. How can I empower my brothers and sisters? How can I use my skill sets to better our community? And it has blossomed into so many great opportunities. So I am a testament that it can happen if we work together and if we support grassroots initiatives. All right. So yeah, so this is the mixer. If anyone has any comments, if anyone wants to share anything, you certainly can as we wrap up this particular junction.
And I should also say, if anyone has any questions for me, feel free to shoot them out.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Perfect time to ask those questions. Any questions? No one has questions for Joycelyn? So everyone is voting, right? Everyone is voting for her, right? Come on now.
I just won everybody over. It's just like, thank you all.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess I might be the only one that doesn't live in New York. So I would love to. I did, when we met, Joycelyn, I did give you a flyer and send it out to a couple of people. So I'm hoping that they will look you up when they hit the polls or, when they mail in their ballots. But I'm in New Jersey. So unfortunately, I won't be able to support from the state perspective. But I definitely support you and believe in what it is you're doing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
The future is female.
Yeah,
it certainly is. It certainly is, because you get a different perspective when you have women running things, right? We're all about trying to get the people's needs met before we think about the things that are nice to do, right? We can't have a 20% increase in homelessness and $11 billion for jails. To me, from my perspective, those two things just don't go together. We have to reshift our priorities. People first.
absolutely. Just a little footnote, I wanted to also highlight that we have the amazing Red Sahara. They are going to be opening up the weekend festivities. Yes, I'm so excited. Sabrina, thank you so much again. And so again, guys, just please come back out tomorrow. We're going to put the meeting links for tomorrow's Zoom a little bit later, but it's also online as well. Again, it's all about refresh, wellness. We also want to see how you're enjoying the event. So if you can post it online, hashtag the refresh retreat will be greatly appreciated. Share it with your colleagues. I know now is a very busy time for a lot of folks, so we really appreciate everyone's time and coming out and supporting this initiative. It's not about me, it's all of us collectively. So thank you again. And so see you back tomorrow at 11. We are waiting for a very special guest. So hang around a little bit longer. If anyone has anything that they'd like to share, please, you can share it. As I said, this is a mixer, no particular format. We just want to give everyone the opportunity to speak about their passion. So.
Well, you know me, I'm always interested in learning about other people and what it is they do. So I'm going to just say, in lieu of everything that's going on in our economy with COVID-19 and people being laid off and things like that, our office is actually looking for individuals to work remotely from home. I'm an investment advisor, so we're looking for individuals who can assist people in that realm. So if you ladies know anyone who might be interested in getting licenses, we're sponsoring that, and we offer a paid training. So you guys can certainly, give me a call. I can share my contact information on this forum. My number is 347-785-3084 for those of you that have pen and paper in hand. So, I think even though we are going through this tumultuous time in our economy and just in general overall, kids being taught remotely from home. I see my daughter, and she's doing her remote learning. I just empathize with people who have to work and have young kids at home, that they have to supervise in their learning. It's unfortunate that not too many of us are in positions where we can have tutors and things like that to do that with our children. So we're offering those different, avenues and perspectives for people to actually still be able to make money at home and not have to put in so many different, hours and run here, run there, and juggling a lot of different things. The one thing that I tell people is, regardless of what's going on in the economy, and Joyce, so you can possibly attest to that being in politics, money is always going to be around, okay, regardless to what things look like. And Joyce mentioned about the 20% increase in homelessness, yet we still have buildings going up. My husband is in construction, and I asked him the same thing. So where's all this money coming from? They're building these things with the hope that they're going to get tenants, regardless to whether it's residential tenants or commercial tenants. People have to be spending money somewhere or getting money from somewhere to do this. And unless we actually go back to years where we bartered, hey, you clean my house and I'll prepare a meal for you, I just don't see money going out of style. Okay, so we need to get our finances in order. And I say it time and time again, COVID, and to dovetail what Kamisha said, COVID was a wake-up call for many of us. And I don't think it would be wise for us to go into COVID one way and come out the same. This is an opportunity for us to actually pedal to the metal. We have to make money. I can't tell you guys how my business have been booming since COVID occurred. Kamisha, no, I went on an all expense paid vacation to Tulum, Mexico. Fabulous, fabulous, okay? Because of the production I had done during this whole COVID. So it's time that we start to refocus, and have that entrepreneurial spirit and that hat on to think of ways in which we can make money, okay, and help people in the process. Because right now, we can't go back to business as usual. What is business as usual, right? It's a wake-up call. Things are going to be changing. So we need to get with the program, for lack of a better word. But I'm here. I can offer, complimentary financial needs analysis. Like I said, we're looking, I'm doing virtual interviews with individuals, virtual training, and it's a paid training virtually. Okay, so you can't go wrong. So thank you, ladies, so much for giving me a listening ear. I'm open to any questions that any of you may have. And again, my contact information is 347-785-3084, and my name is on the screen, Roxanne Curtis Small. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Roxanne.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off of what she said, we shouldn't go back to where we were before. Because why are we holding on to systems that weren't working, right? We're holding on to broken systems. We got to be willing to stretch ourselves and try something new. We can't break something that's already broken, right? Absolutely. So why not try something new? Part of what we need to do also going forward is to make sure that we start educating our kids in that financial literacy that you talk about.
Absolutely.
As it relates to investment, as it relates to credit, as it relates to home ownership, life insurance. Those are the things that we need to teach our children in school, as opposed to things that they can Google.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I do have a question for you, Roxanne. Being that there are changes and there will be changes made, what industries do you see, that's going to make it in this after this season? What industries you think will be afloat?
So I definitely think anything that you can do online marketing. I see a lot of new businesses coming up for coders, right? Anything dealing with IT, definitely financial services. Real estate is going to be down for a little bit. And I also am a licensed real estate agent. And the reason I say that is because think about it. If I'm a corporation and I was paying rent to some big sky-rise building, right? And now I have all my employees that are able to work from home. Why would I want to keep 5 or 6 floors in a sky-rise and pay a ton of money in rent when I can have them working from home? right? So you're going to see a lot of places are going to become vacant because people are going to be moving out. So a lot of things are going to be done from the comfort of our homes. And I don't know if you guys take into account it's a setup what's going on right now. They're trying to get us used to being apart and not coming together. So it's going to be a way of life for us to be socially distanced, okay? And we've seen this because we talk about it with the kids. The kids are on these different gadgets and they have no social skills, okay?
Yes.
So a lot of things are going to be coming down the pike and we must use it to our advantage. We have to. So to answer your question, I definitely see some changes in real estate, changes in IT. We need to get with the program. A lot of people don't understand Zoom and how, you know, a lot of these social media outlets work. And guess what? They are struggling right now financially because if you don't understand to DM and IM and Instagram and Facebook and a lot of these different social media outlets, you're going to be stuck. Okay. So, retail outlets are going to have a shakeup. You know, I just saw that Centuries is out of business and people were online 45 minutes an hour trying to get some sale items. Yeah, I love Centuries, but I don't know that I'm going to stand in line for an hour to get some stuff, you know? Right. So a lot of things, healthcare is even changing. Those ladies that came on from Fidelis, healthcare is going to be changing as we know it, right? So what other industry can I think of? Teachers, teaching, right? Education, right? The people that I know that are in college, they're upset. Listen, why am I paying a bunch of money in tuition, college students, right? For an education that now I'm getting at home, right? The whole thing with paying tuition and going to college is that experience of being on a campus and things like that. Now you're telling me I still have to pay an exorbitant amount of tuition and I'm home remotely learning? This is insane, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of these different things are going to be coming down the pike. Pharmaceutical industry, you know, it's crazy. You guys see that they're trying to get on Shaq now because he came out with something that's going to help our communities. So it's a lot of these trickle down effects, right? I have someone who works in the car industry. Guess what? You would think that people are home and don't have money. Guess what? As a car salesman, he told me he sold 200 cars, okay, in 1 month. You know what's going on, right? People don't want to be commuting on buses and trains because they don't know who has COVID, okay? So they rather, you know, buy a car and get stuck in traffic because that's what's going to be coming down the pike soon, okay? Everybody's going to be driving to wherever. They don't want to commute because who knows what. So these different industries, I mean, we got to get with the program. We definitely need to get with the program, right? So this is a great venue. I'm so glad that you put it together, Kamisha, that we can kind of learn what each other does or do and try to support each other and bring recognition and notoriety to, because that's the only way we're going to survive right now, right?
Absolutely. 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 I agree. I agree. It's a lot going on.
Lots. And you know what's funny on the heels of this, what I start seeing a whole lot of now, and I don't know if you guys realize it, a lot of African Americans are now opening their own hair and nail salons. So we're no longer supporting these Asians, and I'm like, kudos, right? It doesn't matter, we still need to look good. We still need to feel good, right? So I'm like, kudos, and I support it all day, all night, because, you know, they come into our communities, build businesses, take resources from us, don't give back, they don't hire us, and it's just a kind of crazy cycle. So I'm so all for that. Yes. So support where you ladies can. Hair, nails, eyelashes. My daughter has a cosmetic line, Everyday Girl Cosmetics, and I'm so, so proud of her. You know, she works with a not-for-profit, and she gives back, you know, a percentage of her proceeds to them. So, you know, just a chip off the old block, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Roxanne.
Thank you.
Anyone has any comments? We're going to wrap up soon. We were waiting on a special guest, but that's okay.
Ladies, this is an opportunity to promote what you do. We have the floor. Take advantage.
Yep. Miracles happen in mysterious ways. It was going to be a jam-packed program.
Cassandra Philogene, Kimberly Harden, Valerie Bagwell Stewart, Debbie Lewis, Avani, Ariana Rose. Come on, ladies. This is the floor. You got 10 minutes. I want to support something. Come on, ladies. I got some money here.
Debbie, you know, Roxanne, you know, I'm always taking donations.
Exactly. Well, they're being shy. Don't forget, Taylor Ford 2021.
There you go. There you go.
Listen, money to a good cause. Let's support each other.
Yes, definitely.
Deb, you have anything you want to
support each other unapologetically, right?
Yes, yes.
Unapologetically. Other people don't apologize for supporting each other. They assume that it should happen. Unapologetically and without discounts. Because we know as business owners that we have to pay more.
Yes.
We know it.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
To think of the greater good for everyone involved. We can't always want discounts and, you know, if we don't get it, we get upset and pay full price someplace else. No, going with that same kind of mindset. You know, it's a business.
Definitely, definitely. Debbie, you have a few words would you like to share with the folks? Debbie's so quiet. Did she get bumped out again?
Debbie Lewis, she's still on.
She's still on.
She's just muted.
Ariana, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and stopping in. I believe you can unmute yourself, you all. So if you feel like you need to say anything, I think you can unmute.
Hello, hello. Lovely to be here.
Hey.
Everybody.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Ariana and I. Oh, Ariana's getting married, you guys. Let's give her a round of applause. Congrats.
What?
Congratulations,
Ariana. I've been waiting for this day. What?
Congratulations.
Get out. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
So as I said, you all, thank you so much for being a part of this event. When I initially started planning, I reached out to a few of you and you gave me motivation. I know that there was a lot going on and I didn't feel like I wanted to get involved with the noise, but I knew that something like this is needed. I've actually attended a few of these events online, but the way that we curate events in terms of thinking about every little thing that can really empower you, from, you know, Sabrina's presentation to the sound therapy, you know, it's every little thing that we need that really makes us whole. So I'm really hoping that you can share this information, share the Zoom, you know, share all the wonderful speakers that we are highlighting, because at the end of the day, as Joycelyn said, we have to support each other unapologetically, but even more than that, intentionally. We have to support one another. It's of utmost importance. And I try to do that in action, not only in words, because it sounds good, but in action as well. So I definitely want to thank you all. And as I said, we are inviting you to come back out tomorrow and hang out with us. It's going to be a powerful, powerful opening of Red Sahara. Then we go right into our keynote speech. And of course, we have an amazing panel discussion. So definitely share the information. Come out, have a great time. As Roxanne said, the system is, there is something going on. We ain't gonna get there with the system, but I think what makes the difference is if we understand what's going on and we can come together as a community and we can support each other and we can love on each other. I think that's what's going to get us through these hard times, really loving on each other.
Absolutely.
Yes. Ariana, do you have a few words?
A few words. What? Give me a topic. I've got many words. That's all I have is words.
Well, I know you were going to talk about mindfulness, and of course, I would love for you to highlight, you know, what does mindfulness mean, especially in a time of chaos, right? What does that mean?
Yeah, so I guess on theme with everything that we're talking about here, which is ultimately life looking different than anything we've ever seen before, for sure, and anything that we ever expected it to be looking like at this time. You know, we were all kind of thrown into this year in particular without our consent necessarily, but we're all here. I hope we're all healthy and well, and obviously working towards goals in our life that are bigger than just ourselves. I think that probably an experience that we've all had over this past year, and maybe you shared with other people, is really noticing how mindset is the thing that makes a huge difference in our ability to be resilient. There's a lot going on right now, and if I'm not able to have a system in place where I can balance myself day to day, I'll be washed over with the waves of what's going on right now. I have no stability. So this is something that I teach with groups of people and with individuals one-on-one and with entrepreneurs who are building their own business. But having that foundation is something that's so impactful in all of our lives, in the way that we live personally, and then how we show up and communicate with other humans in the world. So if I were to just give you some quick and dirty tidbits that everybody can go away with, maybe people already practice this stuff, but I tell people kind of the cliche things: move your body, drink water, sleep well at night, give yourself time to relax without the phone in your face. Find time that you can meditate. Meditating is an elusive concept, and what it really means is sitting, breathing, and being present with yourself for a moment without the rest of the world talking at you. And so when we practice and I do other things as well for myself. I make reading a daily habit. I do journaling. I make to-do lists and keep myself organized. And those are the things that I've found with the businesses and the individuals I've worked with this year that ultimately makes a difference on the day-to-day basis. And then overall, you're able to see, like, wow, I keep my head above the waves now. You know, I'm able to keep my life in balance. I have a bit of a foundation under me. I set myself in the morning with my morning routine. And so then the rest of the day, I'm grounded and I don't feel so rocky. And when we put those things in place for ourselves, it allows you to show up more powerfully in the world, which is amazing. It allows you to work harder at the missions that you're looking to accomplish and collaborate more effectively with others. So, so that would be I think those are my top tips for how to live post-COVID. We're still in COVID, certainly. And that's the sort of thing, as you know, I think there's a lot of questions of how do we show up in the world right now, especially with things that are going on in this country in particular, and just with everything with COVID. And the ultimate advice that I give people at the end of the day is worrying about yourself and taking care of yourself, filling your cup, is the thing that actually makes the situation better for everybody else. So taking care of ourselves first is the most beneficial thing that you can do for the world right now. Expanding your own mindset, learning about others, understanding how to be compassionate, and as Carmisha's saying, approach the world with love, and love is the thing that you will always get back. So that is my advice for everybody. If anyone has questions on that, please feel free to ask as well. That's how I'm out here trying to live every day and keep drinking my water.
Hello.
Got it right here. Yep, exactly.
Nice.
I can agree with that, Ariana. I know that I joined your mentorship program, I want to say like 2 years back or a year back. And we were working on basically mindset, like just positivity and, like you said, filling your own cup. And within that year, it felt so hard and impossible. Finally, I'm getting to the point where I can exercise my mind to do it. And you are absolutely right. As soon as I can feel myself getting frustrated, I can fill my own cup. I start to fill my own cup, doing things that I want to do for me, and just getting to the point where you're like, let me do what I can do throughout my day and be satisfied. And just have, like I said, that mindset and peace, it really does kind of make your day better. And you actually get more work done than you expect to do when you have a clear mindset and conscience. So thank you, because although it took a minute, I'm getting there and my mind is finally exercising that muscle.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. That means that is the thing that fills my heart up. So I so appreciate hearing that. That's amazing. And like you're saying, Destiny, this is the sort of thing that takes practice. It's not the thing that we are going to get today, and we're not going to get it tomorrow, and we're not going to get it the 10th time that we try it. But it gets easier every time. And as your brain forms those pathways of this is what we do, right? I move my body every day. I read, I take care of myself. I take care of my relationships. It gets to be the thing that creates a habit in your life. And once it's a habit, it's much easier. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Carmisha, you're on mute. We're not hearing you.
Just check to see if y'all paying attention. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, girl. But no, it's so imperative what you said about mindset, because you guys know that I just celebrated a birthday. And normally what I try to do for my birthdays, if I can, of course, is travel. That's my only time to take a trip. And I was so scared this year because obviously with all the advisory and everything that's going on, and I just, you know what, I said, you know what, I'm going to go on faith and I'm going to just book that trip. Of course I did my research and it had to be safe and so forth. But when I tell you mindset has everything to do with it, because everyone was telling me, no. And of course, for some good reason, but I travel. And when I tell you, you all, that trip, I needed that trip because it was able to pour into me exactly what I needed so that I can be my best self and so that I can present something like this for the world, right? And so mindset has to do with everything that we do. And as I learn and grow, I am seeing that we have to speak positivity each and every day into our situation. We have to speak it. It's of the utmost importance that we do that, because in doing that, we really shift the universe. Sabrina, I know you can speak a little bit about that as well.
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer of the law of attraction. We hear a lot about that, and it becomes cliche with a lot of the things that we hear now. You know, people just kind of put that out there. We talk about mindfulness, we talk about meditation, and these things are still action words at the end of the day. You can't just think through and think that, you know, and dream and all of these things. Those are the seeds, you know, and then you have to kind of but you got to put that energy behind it. I'm very spiritual, as you guys, you know, heard from my presentation with Back to Natural. And in terms of faith, and I've always learned and believed that God helps those who help themselves. So with that, it again reminds you to be action oriented, to be proactive. This new moon energy in Virgo gives us exactly that. It's about planning. It's about hunkering down and really saying, I'm going to do this. It's not just something on our mind and we believe in this and we want, and it's always this, I want. We have to do. Don't speak about it, be about it, all of that. So, you know, as above, so below. There's so much change happening in the universe. There's new planets being found, these supernovas, these white dwarf stars and the black holes, and all of this new incredible stuff happening in the universe that, you know, you hear about when you just check out, you know, some article that pops up, you know, on your phone or whatever. And I'm always interested in what's happening above. You know, you think about planets in retrograde and astrology and all of that stuff. And then you realize that with that happening, like that comet Neowise that was visible by the naked eye for as long as it was this summer, all of these things, there's no accident. Timing is divine. And if we believe in the concept of as above, so below, then we have to harness that energy. We have to take that time. I go out under the full moons, I go out under the new moons, and I connect with that. And I just ask for that same, again, proactive, that energy, ancestral connection. You know, there's so much that they weren't able to do, and we are our ancestors' wildest dreams, as we've heard before. So we owe it to them and we owe it to ourselves. You know, in terms of what Ariana was saying, in terms of filling our cup first, that is like mantra. I'm a mom, I'm a single mom, so it's really hard some days to do for me. It's really hard some days. I'm homeschooling. It's really hard some days. And then I'm organizing events, and then I'm, launching a product line, and, I'm a performer by trade, and that was kind of taken from me, with COVID, but you gotta figure something else out. You can't sit down and be like, oh, boo-hoo, poor me. My purpose now, our purpose is so deep. There's so many fundamentals that we don't even realize. And it takes something like this to really find our depth. So I've been thanking COVID, ironically, for so many things, just reflection, like quality time with my daughter, even on video calls with my parents in Canada. Like I was always in that hustle and bustle of New York City, grinding so hard. And now I get to grind from home. So you gotta take the good with the bad, that's really what it's about.
Absolutely. I agree.
So true. Since COVID, my daughter and her boyfriend has come over to the house, and Kamisha's been to my house about last week or 2 weeks ago. We have never done anything. We've been in my house now. This December is going to be 4 years. And my event 2 weeks ago was the first event at my house. And since COVID, my daughter and her boyfriend have been coming over, and we've been having family game nights. So I went out and bought Uno cards, regular cards, all these little games to play, because usually I would not have time. She would call me, Mommy, are you home? I'm like, no. Ma, you never home. And that was just the story of my life. Sabrina, we can possibly all relate, because you have to hustle. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to be on your grind. There's no days off until the job gets done, right? So it was definitely a blessing in disguise,
It was. And for a lot of us, it's hard to be still, right? Mm-hmm. Because even when COVID first happened for me, I'm like, but what do you mean? I don't have nothing to do right now? What do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was hard to be still, but we had, it was hard, but now we see the importance and the significance of it, right? Be still with yourself for a minute, right? Get in tune with who you are and what it is that you want to do. And it's okay, but society had programmed us so much to believe that if you're not working 12 and 14-hour days, that you are not dedicated enough, you are not amazing, if you're not killing yourself. When in reality, that's no quality of life. Right? We're missing out on so many things. We're missing out on our kids. We're missing out on those conversations, helping them to build character. The things that's so important so that we can create better human beings.
Yes.
And now we have a chance to get all of that back, and I think it's great. 4-day work weeks, 4-day school weeks going forward. We don't need all of that, It's time to rethink how we want to live.
Totally agree.
Absolutely.
I'm one of those that still, so guess what? I was an essential worker, so I was in the office. I was the only, when we first got into COVID, I would be the only car on the street. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it just feels so eerie, so creepy. But, COVID.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us will forget this.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And that's why it should change, and that's what inspired my brand Back to Natural, because we just incessantly say back to normal. I can't wait till things get back to normal. And normal wasn't good for us. All of this stuff that we're talking about changing, that's what we're referring to as normal. You know what I mean? And we've just lost such a connection with ourselves, with source, with the earth, with, and again, we were talking a lot about Mother Nature. There's a reason that they refer to all of these things in the feminine, as nurturers. And there's been a serious imbalance with patriarchy, obviously. And that, I think, has led us to where we are right now. And the loss of reverence of woman, of mother, of nature, of all of these things, it's flipping. So as women, it is absolutely our time. And that's why it's got to be proactive. We have to stand up. We have to be strong. We have to, and again, comes back to self. We're nurturers. We are Mother Nature, whether we have kids or not. So we tend to take care of everybody else, and then we're the ones that are depleted at the end of the day, and then we're limited in what we can really get done. So we got to change the mindset, and really get back to the natural way of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
back to cooking in your own kitchen, right? Enough of
Right.
food is going out. This was just crazy. So yeah, we needed to appreciate those small things instead of always being on automatic pilot, doing things just because it has to get done. And it was a lot of craziness. We didn't even know our own children that they lived in the house
Right.
with.
Yes.
It was just crazy.
I found out during COVID that my son's an amazing cook. Who
Right.
knew?
Thank you, COVID. Like, we need to have a hashtag. Thank you, COVID. I know some
Right.
Yes.
I don't know about that now.
internally, because you got to appreciate the good with the bad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
yin yang in life, everything, blessings and curses. It's like they go hand in hand. You know, if we put things too to the negative and don't look at where that silver lining is, then we get distressed. We get so stuck.
Yes.
In that vibration, and it's like then we miss the message. We miss the message. We're being tested. We're being tested. We got they have to see what we're made of at the end of the day. You know.
I agree.
It gave us time to hone in on our crafts and our skill set and things that we took for granted and didn't develop and nurture. So this was just phenomenal. You know, my daughter made fried Oreos. Ladies, can I tell you, and I'm embarrassed to say this, I have never had fried Oreos, okay?
Yeah.
And my daughter made fried Oreos while we were home during COVID, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Just so amazing. My little 16-year-old, okay?
Wow.
Just unbelievable.
Awesome. It's a
Learning
beautiful
a lot.
thing.
Learning a lot. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. All right, so we do have our special guest. She's in the building. I'm so excited to introduce this lovely lady. She's a powerhouse. I am in awe of her greatness, and I can really say that she's so amazing. I don't think she really knows me per se or remembers who I am, but I'm so happy that you decided to come on board and you accepted and you didn't even think about it. You just said, yes, what time do I need you? And you were there. And so I thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. I'm hoping you're still here. Tashina, are you still here?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, yay! Awesome. So let's see if I can share my screen. Well, you know what? In the interest of time, I'm just going to have you introduce yourself. As I said, ladies, all of the speakers' bio is online. We posted it in the chat. Please go online and check this sister out. She's amazing. Don't want to take away too much time for this conversation. So Tashina, please do us the honor and briefly introduce yourself.
All right. Well, hello, ladies. My name is Tashina Anderson. I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I started as an entrepreneur as early as the age of 27 years old, and I got involved in the direct sales industry. I quickly became one of the top people within the company. I made millions of dollars. I actually created not only myself as a millionaire, but I created several millionaires within my organization. About a few years into my business, I started making really good money, but I realized I wasn't doing everything the right way. And so I wanted to change that up. I wanted to not be one of those like broke athletes or people who make good money, but then they kind of like just mess it all up. So I started transitioning and learning a lot about the financial industry and field and started investing. And from the information that I found and investing for myself, I wanted to educate more women, more entrepreneurs who look like me, because I just felt like there was a void there. There was so many people who I would speak to on my level and even higher where they didn't know how to invest. They didn't know what to do with their money. And so I wanted to, with the information that I found, I wanted to actually create courses and ebooks, and I do a lot of one-on-one coaching. And so I basically have figured out a way to diversify my income and start other businesses, do other things, and not just be just one-dimensional, to really have multiple ways of earning income. And so that's who I am, and I'm here to share my story today and definitely lend any information that's been helpful to me to any of you ladies as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tashina.
Absolutely.
All right. So Ariana, I hope that you're standing by.
I'm here.
Awesome. Awesome. So again, within the interest of time, we're just going to get direct right to it. We're going to have a fireside chat conversation between Ariana Rose and Tashina Anderson, really speaking about what we have been talking about, mindfulness versus mindset. So at this time, we will open up that conversation, and ladies, please take it away.
Awesome. So we were just chatting a little bit about the mindset stuff, and for me, the stuff that I see with other individuals is that mindset plays the biggest role when it comes to money and financial success and having your head in the game like that. And so I would love for us to kind of explore that conversation a little bit if you'd be interested in that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So so for yourself, I think a lot of people struggle within their own mindset and their own perception of themselves of having a vision as big as one that you held for yourself at such a young age, and kind of seeing the possibility of what you can build your life into. And that's one of the things I see a lot of people questioning themselves around. And so I would love to hear how you found yourself in that place of being empowered, or maybe you didn't feel empowered at that time, and looking back on it, you realized.
I will say, looking back at it, one of the things that I really love about being in the direct sales industry is it is a lot of personal development. So you're constantly learning from other people who've been successful on the right books to read. You're learning about the different places you can go, the courses that you can take. I mean, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars to get trained, to retrain my mind from people like Les Brown, who's been a personal mentor of mine. I've spent over $10,000 in courses from Anthony Robbins, who is one of the best when it comes to shifting your mind. And so a lot of times I think we're supposed to do it ourselves, right? We are supposed to use everything that we grew up with and been around. And a lot of times we didn't get exposed to things where you're supposed to think big, right? If you were anything like me, I grew up in an environment where it was very limited. It was limited with resources. It was limited with housing, limited with food. I mean, it was so many things that were limited. So the only thing that helped me to really grow my mind was when I put myself in that environment and I started getting exposed to other people, other things, and I learned to invest in myself. And the more I would invest in myself and to go to someone else who was 10 miles ahead of me and to absorb their energy and absorb their information, it started to help me to expand my mind. And it helped me to see myself as something bigger. And I believe that God blesses us all, and we all have the power. We all have the ability to do anything that we set our minds to. And I believe that when you surround yourself with other people who also believe that, it then helps you to shift your mind. So if we're home, like right now with COVID, this could be a very depressing time. Why? Because you're not around other people. You're not exposed to other things. And when it comes to mindset shifts, you really do need outside sources in order to help shift your mindset and help to expand it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
And so I love that. I love you mentioning, you hit the nail on the head totally, which is we don't have to come up with all the answers ourselves. There's thousands of people who have done the hard work for us, and they have come up with great answers, and it's all these days in a lot of cases free knowledge that you can access when you don't have those resources up front to invest thousands of dollars into yourself. I know for myself, like I even now today, like I live on YouTube University. If there's something that I want to learn about that I don't know about yet, you can always access that information at your fingertips for free, thanks to the World Wide Web. But I love what you said about investing in yourself. I think that that's one of the biggest things that I have heard from people who have had success like yourself, who have mentioned making myself the largest priority of what I use my resources on. Like you're saying, spending thousands of dollars on programs that are for your personal development so you can have your mind in the game. That's the thing that will take you the whole ride. You know, you need to have that being the best developed part of yourself. So that's amazing. What I want to know from you would be, what would be recommendations for somebody who was starting to invest in themselves in that way? I know you mentioned Les Brown and Tony Robbins and stuff. So what would you tell people would be the best?
One of the things I did from the beginning is I remember to this day, like how it started. I was in a place in life and I was just like, I want something more out of life, but I just don't know what I want. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what my talents are. I don't know where God wants me to go. And I remember I was in a bookstore and I just went to the bookstore and I remember I was just like walking around and I was just like, okay, I'm going to whatever speaks to me. And when I was in there with limited money, because I didn't have a lot of money to buy a whole lot of books, I only wanted to buy one book. And I got a phone call from a family member. And she said, you know, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm in the bookstore and I'm looking for a book. And she said, I heard there's a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad that is really good. You should try that one. And I like to think that the universe will speak to you. God will speak to you. Like you tell him what you want and then things will speak to you. And so I went in the direction, you have to get up. You can't lay in the bed and think that it's going to speak to you. You gotta take some steps and move forward. And that for me was walking into the bookstore. And so I went in that day and when I didn't know what to get, someone called me, they recommended a book and I started with that book. And it was because of that book that I started my business. When I finished that book, I went back to the bookstore after I read the entire book. And my rule was to myself that you don't buy another book until you finish this one. So I would finish it from start to the end. And then I went back and I just would read titles and I would say, I would look around, you know, what am I interested in? What do I want to learn right now? What is standing out to me? And I would go from one book to the next. And I really think that that's how you do it. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be guided. You already know. Like one of the things that I'm very confident of is that whatever you're supposed to be, he's already made you to be good at that thing, right? Like if you're supposed to be a chef, if you're supposed to do meal prep, if you're supposed to, like my husband, I'm gonna tell you, my husband is a prime example of this. My husband, I tell him all the time, you were born with like the perfect body that is for like working out. Like it's the perfect shape. It's like he's almost built like The Rock, right? Like he has this perfect physique. Well, and he loves to work out. He does it naturally. God gives you the way you look. He gives you your talents, your abilities. They're built inside of you already. They're built inside of you already. And so you already have it. It's like an inner compass. You just need to tap into it. And then as things are, you're looking for things, courses, books, you know, let it speak to what you already have an interest in. And that's where I say it's a perfect place to start.
I love that. So going on an open-ended kind of journey and following your intuition and knowing that whatever is meant to be put right in front of you will find its way to you one way or another.
Yes.
Rich Dad Poor Dad was a good one to start with, man. That was
Yes.
a great gift.
It was my starter book. And it was something he said in the book where he said, I'm not telling you to go out and go crazy with your money and not pay your bills. He said, but I am telling you, you have to invest in yourself. And when he said that, a lot of times when you are limited in money and resources, you hold on to them. You don't want to spend it. You don't want to take chances because you don't have that much of it. And when he said that, it was because of saying that, which like I want to say maybe like 2 weeks later, I wound up running into my neighbor and she started telling me about this business. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be open. I'm going to be open. I'm going to try it. Let's just see what happens. I want a business. Here's a business. And why not just try it? And I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know if I would be successful. But what I did know is that I was open, and it was in the direction of something I was looking for. And I think that that's what you have to be. You have to be open, and you have to know you can't, in order to be successful, you can't hold money. You have to spend it, and you have to invest. And either you're investing in yourself or you're investing in starting something that can actually make you money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amazing. I think also that's something that I see a lot of people struggle with, is that we're trained in a way that when you get that piece of money to really hold on to it, and that's actually sending a reverse signal that we don't actually realize sometimes. But when you do let go and let flow, and you say, you know, the universe always provides, God always provides, the things that need to make their way to me will make their way, and I will always be taken care of. It allows you to let that come and go. And when you create that flow with money, you're right, it's something that will always show up for you when you learn how to let go of it. Let go and let flow.
Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you about, you run the program, The Girl Investor. So I wanted to ask you about the people that you work with in that program and what sorts of things they like to come and speak with you about.
Sure. So I had been in business for about, I want to say 7 years. And what happened was my company had a shift in ownership. Now, at this time, I had already made several $1 million in my business. And I felt like at that time, I had focused so much of my energy and attention on making money. I hadn't really focused on how to manage money. And so when that transition happened for me, it gave me a second to kind of like take a step back and really look into what are the things that we should all be doing with our money. And so when I took like a few years of researching, and I took the same amount of attention and research that I took to make my millions of dollars. I took that same energy and I put it into learning finances, which for me prior to was very complicated. And I was just like, you know, I'm not good at that. You know how we do sometimes as women, right? I'm not good at that. That's not my thing, right?
Mm.
And so I said, okay, I'm gonna stop saying that. And I'm gonna make it my thing. I'm gonna learn it. And I would read books over and over and over again. And what happened was, at the time, I was doing already business coaching. Well, as I started to learn financial information and put it into practice, I would add that in as a freebie to all my business clients. And then I started to really like it. I was like, wow, wait a minute. What I noticed is that there were so many people that I was already coaching that had no idea what some basic principles, some basic things to do when it came to managing their money, and also when it came to investing. And so it gave me ideas of just like putting information out there. And I started the Girl Investor Group. It was just like a free resource, a private little Facebook group for me to put out things that I knew about investing, about money management. And then I transitioned over time. I had transitioned my business coaching into financial coaching. And I just loved it. And so then I started creating online courses. So I have like a course now that is Investing 101. So it teaches you the basics of how to be basically your own personal investor. Most people go to a financial advisor, but if you learn how to do investing on your own, you can really do the same thing that a financial advisor can do, but you just do it for yourself. And so I wanted to teach that common strategy of how to be your own personal investor. And so I created that course. And then people would say, well, you know, I want to know like how to get started. How do I start my account? So then I created a course for that. I'm creating a course right now because I have a lot of people contacting me. I have 4 kids, and all of my kids have different investment accounts. And so, and different investment strategies. And so I wanted to create a course on how to invest for your kids. All my kids also know how to invest. And I have kids from 7 all the way up to 21 years of age. And so they all have investment accounts. They all know about investing to some degree. My youngest, my 7-year-old, you know, he doesn't know it to the same extent my 21-year-old knows it, but he knows it as well. And so I like to create courses where people can just take them online, take them at their own pace. And then I just started doing one-on-one coaching, again, where I work with you. It's just me and you on a one-on-one basis. And because financial, like learning how to invest and being a personal investor for yourself, it's like learning a foreign language, right? So it's not something that you're familiar with, or most people, it's not common words that you know. There's a lot of new things that you have to learn. And I do find that people learn really well when it's just me and them, because they can stop and go with their own pace. They can ask questions, and then we can also tailor plans that have to do with maybe investments that they already have, maybe a 401k plan that they already have, or they put some money in Robinhood or Stash. Some people, you know, do a little bit on the side. They buy a little bit of stocks here and there. And so what I do is then show them how to put together a complete strategy and how to work towards retiring and living off your investment. And a lot of times people think retirement is an older age. You know, when I get to 60, 65 years of age, but you can retire at any age. Retirement is not an age. It's actually a number that you're trying to reach. So I show them how to get to that number, how to live off of their investments. And there's a lot that is put in my course, but when they do the one-on-one coaching, a lot of times people like that a lot better because it's just me and them.
Absolutely. And you get the real juicy results when you get to work with someone one-on-one. So
yes.
So if I come work with you, then you're going to teach me how to have the mindset to be a millionaire and the bank account.
My financial coaching doesn't go really over mindset. It more so goes over like how to get towards being a millionaire through your investments. So it shows you how to get started and how to build up something that can build to $1 million portfolio. And a lot of times people think either you have to have a lot of money to invest, which is not true. You can get started with as little as $1. And then sometimes people even think, well, you know what, in order for me to invest, I have to make a lot of money. And that's not true. Investing is for everyone. I don't care if you make $30,000 a year or you make $300,000 a year or $3 million a year. Investing is for all people and at all incomes.
Yes. And I'll say that one of the things I really love about the content that you have is you offer, like you were saying, you saw these areas that there was kind of a need for it. You know, people don't think about teaching their kid to invest. Maybe they put money aside, but they don't teach the child how to go in and do it, which is amazing. I love that you do that. I love that you have the offer for learning the process of how to put like a emergency fund aside, right? We don't think of that stuff until we're in a situation where you think, wow, I could really use an emergency fund to get through COVID right now.
Right.
And it's late. So I love that stuff because you're saying it's not necessarily tied directly in mindset, but mindset is the thing that allows you to be aware of, I should be teaching my kid investing. I should be putting away this much every month for my investments, for my emergency fund, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Mindset has a lot to do with everything, right? Like it definitely is the difference between when you see a successful person or someone that's, on the rise to having success, is that usually the more success a person has, the stronger their mindset is, the more, they feel like they're invincible, that they can do anything, the more that they feel like, just put something in front of me and I'm going to figure it out. Mindset definitely plays a part, I believe, in financing. One of the things that, one of the ways I train my mind, and since we're on that topic, is I'm not one of those people who, and I never have been one of those people, the minute I start in business, oh my gosh, I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be the $1 million earner. Like, I don't think that that's how mindset works. So mindset doesn't mean that I have to have these outrageous thoughts of I'm going to be Oprah, I'm going to have a billionaire, I'm going to have billions of dollars. Now that's nice, but I don't have to have, that's not how my mindset training works for myself. My mindset training works with, okay, how do I take the first step? Because if you could take the first step, then you can take the next step. And then once I take the next step, okay, I've done that. Now what is the next thing I have to do? And what I'm trying to do with my mind is to train me to not give up. That's all I'm trying to do. Train me to not give up, to keep going, to keep learning, to keep researching, to keep taking the next step. I'm not trying to see, 20 steps ahead of me. I'm just trying to see one step ahead of me. And for me, that's what mindset is about. It's about, okay, you did bad yesterday, but how can you do maybe 2 times more today to make up for yesterday? How can you just figure out something new today? What can you learn? How can you just get a little bit better inch by inch? And that's how I made millions of dollars in my direct sales business. And that's how I learned how to invest. I didn't say, okay, I'm going to do all of these things. It was just like, okay, I remember, I'm giving a perfect example. When I first started, I had this book and it's right over here. It's green. And I remember I typed up 13 questions that I needed to learn that I did not know the answer to. One said, what is your credit score? I wanted to learn about my finances, but I said, okay, first question, it was like, what is your credit score? And what's the highest credit score? I didn't even know what the highest score was. I didn't even know what my score was. But if I want to learn how to increase my credit and get better at my credit, then first thing I need to know is what is my credit? And I would go through each question. And I had another question. How do I invest for my kids' college fund? Or what do I do? And it didn't even say, how do I invest? It said something like, how do I put money away for my kids' college fund? Right? It was a question. And sometimes it would take me 30 days. Sometimes it would take me 60 days. But every month I would just research information. Okay, I found this. And then I would write it down. I found this. And I would grade myself every single month. I would retype and I would print out the same questions again. And I would say, what are you getting on this test? Well, right now I know 1 out of 13. So I'm getting an F on this test, even though I have one question right. And my goal was to get an A on my paper. I'm going to get an A on all the things that I want to know that I don't know. I want to get an A on this, but I'm going to every month, I'm just going to tackle one question at a time. And then before you knew it, I knew all the answers to the test and I was able to ace my own test, but I did it step by step. And I didn't say I want to be this person that knows everything about finances. I want to be I want to start courses. I want to help other people. I want to be able to open a group. I want to teach. I didn't have any of that on the list. None of that was there. Just how do you learn? How do you figure it out? How do you make it work for yourself? And how do you do it step by step? And I think that if you can be okay with taking steps, then eventually what you'll see is you've climbed the staircase and you'll look back and you'll be able to look back at all the steps that you've taken to get to where you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I speak to a lot of people who get that analysis paralysis, especially entrepreneurs, right? Where we kind of like want to do it all and we want it all done right now. And you have to be able to have an idea of the bigger picture, but also kind of let go of the details and let the things happen that need to come your way. And biting off a piece at a time is the thing that actually makes it digestible. So what you're saying is, you can have all of the knowledge, but start with it just with those little pieces step by step. And when you look back, you'll see all of this progress, all of this knowledge that you have found for yourself. And now you can get an A on those tests. That's awesome. I think that's amazing advice just for me and people in general, where, sometimes we can be overly ambitious, and to have that balance of things, of knowing, okay, take a little piece, but be consistent with it, right? Be disciplined in your approach to making yourself better every single day. And you'll be able to look back and see this amazing progress that you've created for yourself. So just to kind of wrap everything up, you know, I think probably everyone on this call would be people who would be like, you know, raise your hand if you want some more money. If you want a check in your mailbox, everyone's gonna put their hand up. What would be the pieces of where you tell people to start? Is it depending on their own life, or do you tell everybody like, take a look at these things and then get back to me, that sort of thing?
So when it comes to my one-on-one coaching, if you're just how I break that down, it's 4 weeks. And within the 4 weeks, we go through a lot. It's through Zoom, just like this. And we go online together. There's part slides, there's part us going online and looking at companies. But there's a lot that you learn in those 4 weeks. And we take 1 hour every week. But the beginning of it is really gaining an understanding of the market so you're not afraid of it. A lot of times we're afraid. We have this fear of thinking that we're going to lose money in the market. But what I start off with is just showing you that it's nothing to fear. If you go back, it's been open for over 200 years. It's like an old man. Think about old men. Anybody have some men in their life? You just know the older they get, the more they get stuck in their ways, right? You know what they're going to eat. You know what they're going to do. You know where they're going to go. You know what they like, who's their favorite football team. You just know so much about them the older they get, right? They don't change much. That's how the market is. Because it's been open so long, we're afraid of it, but it actually has these patterns, and it has this way of kind of showing you through history that it does the exact same thing. And so the way I start is just kind of like lowering everyone, the person's anxiety about losing money, and show that, like, listen, I'm going to show you some safe things to put your money in there. You're guaranteed going to make money over time because it's been doing it that exact same way for over 200 years. For example, one of the funds that I mentioned in my course, which is one of the most popular funds out there, is called the S&P 500. It's a mutual fund, which is a basket of stocks. So it takes your risk away from investing in individual companies, and it has the top 500 companies in the United States. Well, it's been open for a very long time, and they have a track record on it. So at all times, you always have your money in the top 500 companies in the United States, right? So let's say company number 500 starts to do bad or go out of business. They take that company out and they put the next company in. The other thing about that fund is every company that is in that fund is worth $10 billion or more. So you're talking about the best of the best that we have to offer in the United States, all in one fund, right? So you said, where do you start? First of all, you have to understand that if you invest in mutual funds, and especially mutual funds like the S&P 500, they have a track record. And over history, they've been known to always go up. And you can see it, you can track it. So one of the places I tell people to start is having an understanding. And then, you know, you don't have to invest in risky things. Invest in things that don't have a lot of risk. Invest in things like the S&P 500. I always tell people, like, well, what's your favorite football team, right? For me, I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. So the Ravens is my favorite football team. And don't hold it against me, but that's my favorite team, right? So if I wanted to buy an individual stock, that's just like me saying, okay, somebody gives me, I have $1,000. Do I want to put my money in an individual company? Let's just say, for instance, like Amazon. That's just like putting my money into the Ravens. That's one team. Or do I want to buy the whole NFL, right? That's like buying the S&P 500. Amazon is actually going to be in the S&P 500. The Ravens is going to be in the NFL. Do you want to place your bets on the whole NFL, or do you want to place your bet on one team? The easiest thing to do when you're talking about investing is to start off with little risk and investing in things like the S&P 500, which is a mutual fund that has a great track record. So that's a great place to start.
I'm actually from right outside of Baltimore too.
Oh.
Are you there still? Are you in Maryland?
No, I live in Northern Virginia now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not too far from Baltimore. I'm like maybe about an hour and 20 minutes from Baltimore.
Awesome. Okay, so for all of us who are interested in all of this, can you tell us where we can find out about the different programs that you have, the offers, and definitely the one-on-one coaching as well?
Sure. So I'm on social media, and it's just my name, Tashina Anderson, which I'm going to just spell for you because somebody might not know how to spell Tashina.
No, it's okay. We're going to put in chat.
Oh, okay. So
we have it in the chat.
You can find me. My website is TashinaAnderson.com. My Instagram, which is where I am mostly, is Tashina Anderson. My Facebook is Tashina Anderson. So everything is pretty much branded with my name. And even if you go to like my Instagram, I have a link in my Instagram, link in my bio. There's a 15-minute free discovery call. And in that 15-minute free discovery call, can you guys see me?
Well, they can. We're sharing screen while you're talking.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry.
I'm like, wait. Okay, so she's in the link in my bio. So right there up top, you see it says a 15-minute discovery call. That's free. It's for 15 minutes, and you just sign up for it. We talk about the one-on-one coaching. I also get a little bit more information about what you already have for investing, if you already have a pension plan, a 401k, because some of the things that I do is I help to make sure that you have the right investments in that actual account. So we go over those things. Do you have children? What are some of your goals? How old are you? When do you want to retire? How much are you looking to live off of? So I get a better feeling of, who you are and what you have. And then I go over the information for the one-on-one coaching, but it goes from there. So we do the 15-minute discovery call, and then you can sign up for the one-on-one coaching. And then on my website, I have classes. I have, as you can see, how to open your account and buy your first investment if you want some simple information. And these courses are very affordable. It's $27. Investing 101 class that I have. I do have a course right now called Baby Millionaire, but I'm actually revamping that. I'm going to, I'm creating a new course right now that's going to show parents how to, have you ever heard like the terminology, like how to hire your children and how to pass on money to them? So I'm adding that to that course, and I'm changing the name of it so that you can know how to hire your kids and how to pass money to them that you can then write off on your taxes, but put it in their name and invest it for them. So those are some of the things that I have and where you can contact me, but mainly everything is either on my website or on my link in my Instagram bio.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I have spoken with a ton of, financial advisors and people like that in my day. And the thing I appreciate about you is that you bring a unique look to things. Like what you're just talking about how you can hire your kids. Not many people are talking about that. And it's like, get a tax break and put some money in your kid's account. It's stuff that people should know. And so I really love that you're bringing that information to people very affordably. Like you said, I was looking on those, the most expensive course on there, I think is like a $97 one or something, right?
And that's all the information that you get in the one-on-one coaching. The one-on-one coaching, though, is just me and you, though. You get to ask questions. You get to stop. You get to pause. If you don't understand things, you get to ask. But the $97 course is the same information. It's some of the same things that we're going through in the one-on-one coaching. You just don't have me attached to it. And so I wanted to create affordable ways for you to learn this information. For instance, I can give you guys a tidbit. Like if you do have kids, I was trying to figure out, well, how do I put money away for them? There's 3 accounts that all kids can have. And one of them is a 529 plan. But if you get a 529 plan, you want to get it through your state, because a lot of states, especially if you pay taxes in your states, they give you a write-off if you put your money into their 529 plan. And every state is different. In the state of Virginia, they allow us up to $4,000 per kid that we could write off on our state taxes, money that we put away for our kid for college. Now, here's the most important thing with this, because at one time, I'm gonna be very honest, I felt like, why do I need to put money away for my kid? Because at the time, I was very well, I felt like I was well off, right? Like, I'm thinking to myself back then, I'm making enough money to pay for their school, in 1 month. So why do I need to put money away for school? I didn't understand the benefit. Right now, I don't care how successful I am or how much money I make, I'm always going to want to save $1 or make $1, right? So what I didn't understand about the 529 plan is that I can invest a certain amount for my kid and I can write it off on my taxes, which is great. But what I didn't understand is that as I'm putting that money in that 529 plan, it's investing for me. And so let's just say, for instance, I put $100 away, over a period of time. I might have only put $20,000 in that account, but my account can have up to, depending on when I started, $80,000 in it. So when my kid goes to school, maybe I only put 20 away, but he has $80,000. So that's a lot of free money that I don't have to pay for an education. And I think that that's a lot of what we don't understand and know, is that the reason you're doing it is not just to be able to save for the kid for college, because they might go. It's not just to get a tax break, but it's so that you can have free money. You can have more money than you put away. You're going to have more money that you've earned in the account that you can then turn around and use that to educate your child. So, 529 plans are great, especially if your state has state taxes. And so check with your state to see how much your state allows you to write off on your state taxes per child. And an easy way to do that is just to Google it. You just Google and you say, how much can I write off in the state of Virginia in my 529 plan? So you don't have to call anybody. You don't have to call a 1-800 number. You just Google it, and it will tell you when you Google it how much you can write off for your child in your state.
Wow, thank you for that, because I didn't know about any of that myself. So
yeah, and that's what I am. I have a boatload of information and knowledge, and that's what my course is for, is really to pass on, what I know. I have the courses are, when you take them, you're going to get way more than what you paid for. When people take my one-on-one course, even though it's more than the online course, though that course is $500 and the online course is basically $100, you get way more than what you think you get. So you're getting a deeper understanding. When you do that one-on-one course with me, we make sure that you have everything that you need situated straight before you leave. You have everything set up. You've started investing. You know what to do for your kids. You know how much to do for your kids. So you also get to ask other questions about, sometimes people ask questions about life insurance. Sometimes people do ask questions about savings and what way. I had a young lady recently, she was taking the one-on-one course, but she was also up for a job. And so she wanted to get the job, but they weren't giving her enough. They weren't giving her enough, and her job that she currently had was also paying for her insurance. And she was just like, well, I don't know what to do. And so I gave her some strategies. Not only did we make sure that she got the new job, but they met the demands and paid for the insurance. I told her how to say it, what to do. She got the job, she got the insurance, and she was so excited. And that was just because she was getting one-on-one coaching from me, at that time, and she was able to ask those questions. So it obviously, when you get the one-on-one coaching, you get a lot more than just the same stuff that's in the online course.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for answering all of my questions. That was amazing. And yeah, if there's anything else, like if there's anything else that you feel like you want to share or something like that.
I don't know if there's anything else. I just would say that one of the things that I know, I've been the person who has been very driven in the area of business, and I'm also the person who's very conscious about how I spend my money and invest my money. And if I was to, look at what I know today, and I could go back and I could redo some things, one of the things I would definitely do from the minute I started earning money, I would have started investing for myself. And I'm talking about, I remember my first job at 14. I wish I was able to start back then, because if I could have just put away, you know, I don't care if I put away $50 or $100, you know, looking at what it could be today is almost amazing. I show examples in my course that's called Baby Millionaire. And I show an example, and if anyone has young children, or even if you have grandchildren, you might want to say, you know what, I want to start my grandchild off in the right direction. I want to leave a legacy, and I want them to remember me and remember what I did for them. You can invest for your grandchildren, your children, your children's children. And just think about this concept. And this is how crazy investing is. You can give your grandchild, from the time they're born, you can give them $1,000 a year, which is less than $100 a month. And when they turn 20, you can stop. Let's say they have about a $20,000 or more in their account. That money can sit until the time they turn 60 for retirement for them. And it will, by default, grow into $1 million. By default, just by putting it into something as simple as the S&P 500. So if I can say anything to anyone, and what I learned over time through making money, through being in business, through having the right mindset and knowing what that means, and then learning the whole strategy of how money should work. What I learned is that, the earlier you start, the better, and that investing it should be taught in school. And I realize why it's not taught in school, because they don't want us to be successful. They don't want us to be wealthy. But I really believe that if more of us take an active role and approach to learning it and doing it, our next generations will see things that we've never seen. They'll have things that we've never had, all because we took the time to learn something that can benefit them. So that's what I would say. If I want to leave you with anything, it would be to not take it lightly, and time is of the essence. So the longer you have, the more you can make in the market.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
May I ask a question?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. First and foremost, thank you so much, Tashina. I'm just in awe of you, really and truly. I wrote down my question. Knowing that you have built successful teams in the past, you spoke earlier about mindset. However, what is your advice, if you can provide, for an entrepreneur, many of us are on this call, who feel like no one supports them, who feel like they don't have a community of supporters or even clientele? What can you provide, advice can you provide for that entrepreneur who may be feeling like they want to quit?
I would say get comfortable with the feeling, right? I don't know if the feeling has ever changed. Even when you make a lot of money, you'll still feel like you're not supported. It'll just be a different way of not being supported. So in the beginning, I felt like, okay, nobody's listening to me. They keep calling it that little business, that little thing. And I felt like, it was really hard to convince people. Then I made the money. I had the car outside. I had the $2 million home. And then they didn't support me because they were like, oh, you know what? It's different. It's her. It was different for her, or she's special, or whatever. Now you don't want to support me because of that. So there's always this feeling of not being supported. And it just comes in different levels based on where you are in life. I don't know if I can say I ever felt truly supported from my entire friends and family network, but that's okay. Think of it like it's designed that way. It's designed that way. And what it is it's trying to test you. And if you're not strong enough, and you're not, if your mindset isn't like just iron like strength, if it's not like that strong, then it's designed that way because it wants you to fail. Everyone's not supposed to be successful. If it worked that way, then I don't think there would be balance in life. And so in order for life to test you to see, do you belong on this side or this side? It's going to test you. It's going to test everything. Like people will say, I'm doing this, starting this business for my children. But then they'll say, well, I can't do it because my kids, I'll say I have homeschool, or they need something, or, you know, I don't want to neglect them. And so the same thing, the reasons why, you know, you want something will be the same reasons why you don't do it. And if I have any advice, is to know that that's how the system is set up. That's how the world is set up. And you just have to keep pushing through it. Know that you'll never feel supported and that it's not designed that way. People feel supported online when they say they have a job. They feel supported when they're amongst everyone else. Like that's when people feel supported. Think about it. You feel supported when you and everyone else is doing the exact same thing. That's when you feel support. You do not feel support when you're going against the grain, when you're trying to be something that everyone else is not trying to be. That's not where support is. So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to feel support, don't be an entrepreneur. Work a job. You'll feel all the support in the world. Everybody will be complaining together. Everybody will be saying they want something different together. You know, you all get to go out. You get to drink together. You get to have fun on the weekends together. That's where support is. Support is not in entrepreneurship. You're in the wrong field if you want support. So I would say that, you know, it's okay. And just know that's a part of what you signed up for.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have so many more questions, but I'm going to let the other ladies ask. I just want to make mention of something, Tashina, because I don't know if you know this, but I just want to let you know publicly that I admire you so much. I remember the first time I saw you walked on stage, and I was younger back then, and I was just like, wow, I see myself like her, like the way that you spoke, your elegance, your humility. And I just want to tell you that so that you know that, you know, you're someone that I truly admire, and to see how you have evolved is so admirable. And it also shows that God has continued to bless you because of who you are. So I just wanted to let you know that publicly.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Anyone else have any questions, ladies, as we wrap up? We actually went a little bit over. But thank you so much, Ariana, for those amazing questions. And thank you for leading the conversation. Thank you so much, Tashina, as well. Of course, as I stated, all of the speakers' bios are online, ebkevents.biz. You can download any information you like. Of course, you can visit Tashina and follow her on her social media pages. We are going to wrap up soon. So if you guys have any questions, please ask them now as we wrap up. And thank you. I am seeing some of the messages. You know, I'm multitasking. But yes, thank you so much for the beautiful comments. Thank you, Lisa. I think we have a dear friend of mine. Tashina spoke about mentorship. And one of my mentors is the Supreme Court Justice, the first African-American actually in the borough of Kings in Brooklyn. And so I think she's on the line. So thank you so much for coming and supporting and being a part of the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So ladies, any questions, any comments? Tashina, you know, I could talk to you all night. I could talk to you all night, but of course, ladies, ask any questions. You guys, I'm so happy to have her. You don't even know. This lady, 10,000 plus, like she is a big deal. And for her just to say yes, I don't even think she remembered me when I reached out. It's just to show you why she's successful. So yes, if you have any questions, this is your time. This is your mastermind, and you didn't even have to pay for it.
Free.
Hey.
Hi, Tashina. This is Lisa Otley. I want to say thank you to Kamisha, and thank you. I had to get on a little bit late, but everything that I picked up on was awesome, because although I started my investing a little while ago, it's still, I'm not savvy at it. And so everything that I can pick up, I'm picking up. And I truly appreciate that you took the time to be here this evening as well. It's awesome when we're able to share and support one another. And this is always a great event when Kamisha is putting something together. So I always try to get on and support her as well. But thank you, because I picked up on some stuff. I will follow you on Facebook, Instagram, and get some more information. So thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you as well. I definitely learned a lot, and I will definitely be reaching out, as I am currently trying to build some investment portfolios for my nephews and for my foreseeable future of a child. So, you know, I definitely want to put some things in place. So this is definitely helpful, and I will be reaching out.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And may I ask, what will be the difference working with someone like you as opposed to Edward Jones? What would be the difference?
Good question. So when someone's a financial advisor, you don't have to go to school to be a financial advisor, but you do have to take courses. And once you become a financial advisor, you are you're held to like a really high standard. You're not able to do what I'm doing now. So you're not able to give like personal investing advice or anything like that. You have to work for a company, and you can't post certain things on your social media. Usually you work for a particular company. So if you work for Edward Jones, if you wanted to go out and get clients, you could either get clients through one-on-one, like through individuals, or you could get clients through people who own businesses. So that's another way that's what a financial advisor does with when they work for a brokerage house, is they could either get personal clients, or they go to a business, and let's just say someone owns a dentist, but they have employees and they want to start a 401k for that business owner and their employees. Now, once you get a financial advisor, it's their job when they sign a deal with you to work with you, they're going to take you through the company they work with. So for instance, a big difference between me and them is I tell you about all the companies out there, what makes one better than the other. They work for a particular company, so they're only going to sign you in and get investments from their company. So that's one huge difference. The other thing that they're going to do is they're going to pick investments for you. Now, the way they pick investments for you is going to depend on how much you make in a profit. So if they pick investments that have high fees, it's going to pay them, but it's going to take away from your profits that you might not even see. So how they pick investments is going to be different in reference to how I tell you to pick investments, because I'm going to tell you to pick investments that have the same returns that they have, but have less fees. The third thing that they're going to do is they're going to work with you to as you decide when you want to retire, they're going to work with you, and they're going to meet with you every 6 months. Sometimes they meet with you quarterly, and they basically discuss your portfolio and if they need to start shifting your investments. So when you work with a financial advisor, they usually get a combination of riskier investments, which are mutual funds, stock mutual funds, and then bonds, which are less risky. And so as you get closer to the age, and every time they meet with you and every year, they're going to be moving a portion of your money from the riskier investments over to the safer investments. Now, the difference is when you work with someone like me, I'm going to teach you how to do it for yourself. Now, it's truly with the click of a button. It's not like it's a hard thing to do, but that's what they get paid to do. The other thing that they get paid to do is they also get paid to help you to be calm when the market starts to go crazy, like it is right now. So that's their job, to make you not sell at that time. You're going to see, okay, I'm losing a little bit of money, but it's their job to keep you calm. Well, when you're doing it yourself, you got to keep yourself calm. But as long as you know what you should be doing, you should be able to be fine with it. It's like a roller coaster ride. You know, it's going to have highs and lows and dips and things like that. As long as you end up higher than what you started off, that's the biggest main concern. And you can do that for yourself, and you can do the same thing that the financial advisor is going to do. And then the last thing, which is the most important thing, is the fees that they charge just to do it for you.
Right.
So financial advisors usually charge 1%. I had a young lady that is in my course. She got some money from a relative passing away, but she got a nice little chunk change of money. She got, well, I could say this because I'm not going to say her name, but she got about 200, I want to say 260,000, and then it wound up growing recently to like 280. So she has about 280 now. And when she first took it, it was just so much money that she wasn't used to, that she wasn't comfortable with letting the financial advisor go. So we went through the course, I taught her everything. And the funny thing is, a lot of times people think when they have a financial advisor that they're not going to lose any money. Well, she was managing a separate account for herself, and she kept the financial advisor. And so I told her how to manage things in her separate account. Well, the minute the market took a dip, she noticed that she was doing better in the account that she was managing for herself than she was in the account that the financial advisor was managing for her. So the financial advisor gets, they get paid a fee to do this for you. Now you could do it for yourself. Now here's the biggest thing. Their fee is 1% or more. When you do it for yourself, basically you don't pay that fee, or you pay me the one-time fee. The 1% that you pay a financial advisor, for the average investor that, starts maybe in their 30s and is investing to retire in their 60s, they could wind up paying that financial advisor 20% of their gains over that period of time with a 1% fee. So the biggest thing that a financial advisor does for you, yes, they do everything for you. You do have to go through their company. You don't know what they're really picking for you, because they're going to pick things that benefit them. But the biggest thing is that they're charging you a lot of money to do it. And that's why they make really good money, because they're charging you a lot. But it sounds like it's not a lot when they sign the contract with you, because they say, I only charge 1% off of what you earn. You're like, 1%? It's not off of what I give you, it's just off of what I earn? Sure, go ahead, I don't mind. But if you do the research and you see it over time, it could be 20% of your earnings. So that's the biggest difference between what I'm doing. I'm teaching you to do the same thing that they do, but I'm showing you how to do it for yourself and to eliminate that fee that you would pay them.
I just have another quick question. What about brokerage firms? Like Fidelity and such.
Which one's the best one? What do you mean, what about them? Which one's the best one, or what's your question?
Because they have mutual funds and investment, I guess, like portfolios. So are those the same as working with a financial advisor? Because they do give some advisement. Do they take like some fees off the back end?
Okay, so when you think about investing, there's two different types of investing. One is trading and one is long-term investing. Trading is when you're buying and selling and you're just trying to take a profit, like right now. And when you do trading, you use certain brokerage companies when you do trading. There's ones that are very popular, like Robinhood or E-Trade or TD Ameritrade. When you do long-term investing, and if you're a personal investor and you're doing it on your own, some of the ones that are more popular are Fidelity, Vanguard, and Charles Schwab. Vanguard is my favorite because they're really catered to the personal investor. But they are considered brokerage houses. You do have people who are financial advisor and can work in those companies. For instance, around the corner from my house, they have a Charles Schwab storefront. And you can go in there, work with a financial advisor that works for Charles Schwab. But you can also, as a personal investor, start an account online with them and do the same thing that the financial advisor would do for you, but you're just doing it yourself.
Got it. Okay. And so they all offer the portfolios for trading or for long-term investing?
Yes, they're Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab, they're called full service brokerage houses. So they pretty much have everything that you need in one place. You can buy stocks, you could do trading, you could do long-term investing in that one brokerage house. However, when you go with some of the other companies like the E-Trade or Robinhood, their platforms are usually a little bit user friendly. So their companies might not offer everything, but they're catered more towards traders.
Got it. And do you recommend a brokerage firm or Robinhood for buying, trading, selling stocks? Is there one?
Robinhood is a good company, a good brokerage house to go with, company to go with if you're trading, not for long-term investing. They don't offer all the accounts that you need. They don't offer all the investments you need. So they're really good for like beginner traders, but it's not good for long-term investing.
Okay. And all of this you go through in your service as well?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Is there, I think Carmisha stepped away, but is there I just opened an account with Fidelity for long-term investing as well as an IRA. I'm an entrepreneur. So I was just like, getting money and just like saving it. It was just sitting there and it was not working for me. And I was like, why is this just not building or accruing any kind of interest or anything? So I opened up an IRA with Fidelity. It's actually been like maybe 3 months and it grew a little, but I feel like, I still need to learn some of what you were saying and figure out how to maneuver and make sure I have like the right accounts.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot to learn. I mean, the reason my course, I say 4 to 5 hours. This month, I really feel like a lot of people, we went into about 6 hours of learning to learn everything. I'm giving you guys snippets of like what it is, but it is a lot of information. Fidelity is a very good company, but I will tell you this, they are very complicated when it comes to like, if you're your own personal investor, they're kind of complicated with figuring out how to buy their investments. It's not an easy platform, but they're a really good company. So I'm not taking anything away from them from a company standpoint, but sometimes if you're new to something or you're learning something or you're doing it on your own, you need a platform that makes it easy for you to figure things out. And I have a current client that has Fidelity, and we were going through Fidelity together. Another thing that you got to be very careful of when you open accounts, they initially put your money into a federal money market account, which is nothing but a savings account inside the IRA or inside whatever account you opened. So I want you to think about it like this. I want you to think about it like a house, right? So remember those, like, I had it on a drawing. I have it right here. I actually was showing this. Don't mind these little papers. So think about it like a house. You see this house? Yeah. Okay, so these are like the houses we used to draw as kids, right? So if you think about it like this, Fidelity would be the actual house. And then inside of the house are rooms. And in the rooms are the accounts. So you can have an IRA, you can have a Roth IRA. So there's traditional IRAs, there's Roth IRAs. You can have a brokerage account. You can have a 401k. You're a small business owner. You should have either a SEP or you should have a business 401k. 100%, right? So that's a retirement account for an entrepreneur. So those are the different kinds of accounts that you can have inside of your company that you decide to go with. Then inside of the account is furniture. So you see the furniture that I kind of drew out right there? Yeah. And you see how that furniture looks the same as that furniture, but those two look different? Yeah. The furniture are the investments. So then you have to learn what investments to put inside of your accounts to make your money grow. So if your money's sitting there and it's just chilling on the sideline and it's not being put to work, it's because you don't have investments with good returns. You don't have your money in investments with good returns. So a part of my course, what I'm showing you is how to set up your house, like how to pick the right company, how to pick the right account, and then how to pick the right investments inside of each of your accounts so that your money grows at a rate that you feel confident and comfortable with. And I'll show you how to do that.
Awesome. I can't wait.
I don't know what I did, but it just became blurry. Like trying to readjust. There we go.
All right.
Are there any other questions?
I just wanted to thank you. We were just talking about the fact that it's rare that parents talk about teaching their kids how to invest beyond the fact of, you know, investing for them. So this was very, very helpful and inspiring and motivating. I have a 9.5-year-old. She reminds me all of the time to say the and a half. So I'm going to reach out as well very much to, you know, get a little bit more information about this and get the ball rolling. So speaking of her, I do have to go and tend to her. So I didn't want to just lock off during this very, very riveting conversation. I'll still be here, but I'm going to have to turn my camera off and peek in on her. But thank you so much, Kamisha. Thank you so much. Ladies, this was amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. I have kids, I understand. I have 2 in college and
Wow.
1 in middle school and 1 in elementary school. So I know how that works as a mom.
Yes.
Wow. And we do it so flawlessly. Well, ladies, I think we are at the end. I think, you know, I feel so refreshed. I feel so refreshed. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys all inspire me. Thank you so much for coming on this Zoom call. And I am just so grateful to you all. If anyone has any questions, anything they'd like to say before we wrap up, please use this time to do that. Any comments, please just use this time to wrap up. Let us not all go at once. But again, as I said, thank you so much, Tashina. Thank you for coming on board and lending your expertise and providing us with some type of insight. I am also interested in working with you as well. You had me thinking about my investments, so definitely. Ariana, thank you for hosting this amazing conversation. Debbie, thank you for your support. Sabrina, thank you so much for your intro. Diva, thank you again. And so many of you all, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. As I said, tonight was just a mixer, just getting to know everyone, getting to know the speakers, just saying hi and kind of like, you know, virtually hugging everyone. So again, thank you so much for coming on board. As we said, we are kicking off tomorrow with an amazing, amazing performance by Red Sahara Music. And we would love for you all to come out and support us this weekend. It's going to be fabulous. And that's at 11. And of course, we have a special keynote speaker, and she's on the line with us right now, but it is a surprise. You have to come out tomorrow to see. But she has a dynamic speech for us, just a way of encouraging us all during these climates. So we implore you to come back out tomorrow and tune in with us. We have an amazing lineup. Again, guys, it's a pleasure. It's an honor. My name is Kamisha Superville. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. Hashtag us. Definitely follow us online as well. The Refresh Retreat, the Refresh Retreat 2020. Please just show us how you're enjoying the event. Share with your friends and your family. Let's continue to pour into each other. Again, thank you so much. And Tashina, thank you. Have a lovely evening.
Carmisha, thank you for bringing us all together. This was amazing as usual.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.